round away from Aspen Gaming Showcase Finals in Washington. They're gonna bury here to go on to face who?
Big games may have happened yesterday. More games continue to go down today. It is round 2 of the Caps Gaming Showcase presented to you by Leidos and powered by Leaguegaming. Number 11 Monarchs takes on number 6 Starstruck, a 5-3 and 6-2 team respectively. Square off in this best of 5 here on a Monday, and we are happy to be alongside you for the event as we take on the action here tonight and cover it as live as it can be. Good evening and welcome everybody live from the studios. My name is Nick DeMeo, aka F5 Penguin, alongside the man himself. It is Tegan Blair. It's King Lime. Tegan, good to have you back, buddy. I'm glad you're here. Should be an interesting matchup on the NA side, should it not?
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. I'm kind of sad I missed out on the European side yesterday, but this one is going to hold T nonetheless.
It absolutely will. We got an interesting matchup here with a man of Rotzi in the center for Team Starstruck, looking to really move his way up the ladder and maybe punch his ticket into a finals. That'll be fun to see. And on the other side, Monarchs with a couple of older names that have been around the league for a while, looking to cement their way into the upper echelon of esports for NA.
Yeah, definitely. You could say that for sure on both sides of the board here. And, well, I'm going to bring in here Brandon Bigsby, a.k.a. bMaJuH.
Happy to have you back, Tegan. Missed you yesterday, but we got you here for NA, and it's going to be a great matchup nevertheless. Obviously, yesterday, the European side got their round 2 through, and now we get to see a lot of action today after what was a pretty eventful round 1 that we got last week, anticipating a lot more of that here tonight on a Monday night Valentine's Day as well. So a lot of love to be shown and some good hockey in front of our screens, hopefully, as well.
Yeah, and well, these teams are separated by, 5 ticks in the standings. They are not that far apart, are they?
Yeah, Monarchs 5-3 at 11th, and Starstruck 6-2 at that 6th seed. So both of these two teams really in that kind of top 15, top 20 range all season long. And now you're at that point of the playoffs. Now you kind of start to meet up with some of those teams that you might have seen earlier on in the season, around that week 5, week 6 part of the regular season, because their records were so similar. So two battle-tested teams that have had a lot of success this season. Now you meet up with everything on the line. You win, you move on. You lose, your tournament is over. So it's going to be fun to watch these two teams match up here on the big stage in round 2 to try to extend their season and give themselves a little bit of a closer chance at that big $20,000 prize pool.
Saying that, let's pop over and take a look at the playoffs, Major, and tell me what you see here.
Well, as you can see, top of your screen, we already had one series go down Saturday night. Instinct, the number 1 seed, the runner-up last season, moving on, defeating no expectations, 3-1 in their series. So they will be awaiting the lowest seed to make it into the quarterfinals, while everything else kind of just gonna have to wait and see. We'll see all of those results unfold tonight throughout the game and throughout the night. We'll get results go in, and we will key in on some of those series and the way that some of those fall in. So we're gonna kind of see a few different teams maybe upset as lower or higher seeds, depending on how you choose to word it, because a lot of these matchups, some of those higher-end teams that we kind of said, hey, this team can contend, that team can contend. Now we're at the point that, like we said, these teams matching up against one another here through on out. So gotta beat the best to be the best. We're seeing a lot of that here, and it is that time of season, Limer, playoffs, where you gotta show up and do that just there.
You definitely do need to show up and do that. We'll be following the playoffs all the way through, as we have Dudley Can't Do Wrong behind the scenes, and he'll be feeding us those updates, Brandon, and that'll just be great to kind of keep in touch to see who's going to be heading on into that upper echelon group. But speaking of upper echelon, we do have the stats for both of these amazing teams, and this is very interesting to have a look at.
Yeah, you know, pretty even throughout for the most part, so much so that their shot differential is the exact same. Not often that you see that, but you can just kind of get a look of why these teams have been where they have been. They don't allow many goals in their own end, but they still have that ability to be able to score. I think really the big difference that kind of separates these two is that time on attack and time on attack differential favoring Monarchs. That really the time on attack difference being the most surprising, because Starstruck, a team that's been around, has won a championship in Kings Coast #2. They know how to play these top teams, so kind of surprising to see a team of their caliber and where they are have a little bit of a maybe lower time on attack difference than what you would expect, but give Monarchs some credit. They have been dominant in terms of puck possession this season. Gonna have to do it now here in a 3 to 5 game series against one of the top teams in all of NHL esports, especially in North America, and Starstruck on the other side.
Yeah, they do have some good names on the other side. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? We've got the likes of Rhodes. We've got the likes of bMaJuH.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of names that have been around for a really long time here on Starstruck. One of the things I think goes really well for them and bodes really well for them, not just in this series, but in the playoffs in general, is the experience that they have. They have a lot of players like bMaJuH, like Rhodes, like Marco and Delisle and Paralyzer and Net that have been around, have won championships, have played in those big games, and have had to step up in those big moments. There is nothing more dangerous and nothing more daunting almost to go up against in a team that not only knows how to win and has that skill, but a team that's been in that moment before and knows what it takes to be able to win on that big stage. Starstruck has that going for them. Like we mentioned, they did win that Kings Coast Cup #2, so they have a championship under their belt. They're looking to add another one. They're at that 6th seed. Gonna be tough for Monarchs to be able to go up against that, but they have a lot of talent in their own right. They have a lot going for them and have done well this season. Really going to be fun to watch these two go head to head with the way that kind of sees itself, especially with Bass, the left winger for Monarchs, having played for Starstruck before, so he is familiar with these guys and vice versa. So a lot to look forward to with both these two teams. Can't wait to watch it unfold.
Yeah, and the Monarchs looking to climb a little bit higher than they did last year in the Caps Gaming Showcase, only coming 10th, and this would be their time. Who are they going to look to on their squad to do that?
I think you gotta look at S-Bass. He was the leader in goals for this team, and not only that, shots as well, and league leader in hits. He is the guy that really generates a lot for his team, has been one of the best goal scorers in the NA side of NHL esports for really years now. For them to have brought him in for this Caps Gaming Showcase, absolutely huge, and you can never have enough of that goal scoring punch, especially one that can contribute on that defensive end as well. So he's going to be a guy to really look out for, and I think for Starstruck on the other end, I'm looking at Delisle. I know it can sometimes be those defensemen that go a little under the radar, but he is a really solid defenseman, has Marco with him on the back end, who is usually a forward. So Delisle, a guy that can break the puck out, play great defense, has that championship experience with Vertigo in the past. He could be huge for this team, especially with Bass being on his side at the forward for Monarchs.
So both of these goaltenders are going to play a big match as well. We ran through the forwards and the players on the team. Stonewall on one side and my man Perry on the other, and he is nice with it.
Yeah, and both of these guys known for a while to be some of the top goalies in the community, and both of them pretty similar in stats, around that .79 save percentage, so around that 800 mark that most goalies look to get, and both of them at a 1.7 goals against average, 1.77 for Stonewall, 1.7 on the nose for Perry. So both these guys have had that ability to be able to steal their team games and make those huge saves in big moments that really can make the difference between a win or a loss. It's going to be fun to watch how those two match up with the forwards and defensemen in front of them and on the other side. Nick and Tegan, we got a great series. It's Valentine's Day. Can't wait to hear you guys call it.
Love is in the air, at least between the three of us, and I'm okay with that, working with two of the best people in the history of NHL esports. I'll put my name on that as a 14-year broadcaster. Anyway, we're here, twitch.tv/Capitals, as they flip this in. It's going to be Starstruck with a wraparound backhand chance off the rebound. Puck scored it in front. We have our first goal. One shot, one goal, Mr. Tegan.
I think that's an own goal. We're not going to get the replays there, but that's the guy you got to look out for is bMaJuH. He's very good with it, and you know, if he continues to be through this game, it's going to be easy for them.
Call him bMaJuH. You can call us Tegan and Nick and Brandon and Dudley and all the amazing people here that work hard to put this on for you. Roti takes this in, and now Starstruck well in the lead here, 1-0, as the puck finally is moved out for Monarchs. They'll try to get their first crack at it in the offensive zone. That one will be blocked, coming out the other way. Right side, bMaJuH. Soylos looking to do and dangle with it. He'll lose it from the corner. Marco will take it out though. Rashad on. Stonewall Civ making the save that time. 1 shot, 2 shots, only 1 goal.
Yeah, pretty interesting to see Marco at the left D position here. Look for him to be very, very offensive from back there.
And Marco playing that defensive position like you said. We know what he can do. 23 assists in the regular season. That one comes outside. And that led the team 23 apples by 7 across the board for Starstruck.
Yeah, only 7 like you said, but I don't think it matters if the pucks are going down. They're putting them in like they just did there, Nick.
5 minutes gone so far in the first period. As JaKu will steal that off the face-off wing. JaKu right side. JaKu centering feed. Oh, that bounced off of Syke. And I don't think he meant to do that, but it fell to Civ's glove. He'll hold on for the whistle.
Good hold there. We've got a quick update as we will bring them to you as we jump down to Brandon.
Yeah, we got 3 other series going on. Serenity up 1-0 against Hidden Potential in the second period. Virtual Brothers also up on Isles GT in the second. Momentum and Prodigy also playing the 2 versus 17 seed. Knotted up 0 apiece in the second. So some of our series starting to unfold as we go through the game ones.
A shot there by Sakic didn't connect. He could not pull the trigger successfully. That was stopped by the defense. Back in the zone now for Monarchs. They'll send it along. Bass with some speed there. Wrist shot far side. Oh man, the close quarters going to work there. The left winger gets his first one, and it's 1-1. We got a tie game.
Yeah, very basic play there by Bass. Just going right back to Tyke hockey, driving it down the wing, cutting inside and shooting a great goal. Far side. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. When you can create lanes in space like that, take advantage.
Want to welcome our friends from On the Bench with their raid. Welcome everybody. Twitch.tv/Capitals. Myself, Nick DeMeo, F5 Penguin, Tegan Blair, it's King Lion, Brandon, bMaJuH Bigsby alongside with you for the ride in this best of 5. It's game number 1. Monarchs with a shot in now, looking to take the lead. But that one almost whiffed on, not a lot on it. Might have gotten tied up there as it fell to Paralyzer. He makes the save.
Yeah, it's funny. You see at one end a gorgeous play between JaKu and Rotes on that cut, and then you see at the other end Bass comes down, just a very easy play. He cuts in and scores, and it looks like it's fired the Monarchs up a bit here.
Right side now working with it, trying to keep it in. Can't. Kinger will take it out of the zone. And they'll start again. Halfway gone through the first period. Flipped in this time with some speed. Coming back for it. Starstruck met with a Monarchs player. They're going to get that with Bass, who just got that tying goal. Looking to get another one maybe. Sakic from the corner. Now right side. Left side working with it. Sakic spinning around. Can't get that shot on net. Good defense there by Starstruck to keep them away from the scoring areas. Sent along now. Sakic in for Bass. Bass will saucer that one, but it won't connect to his intended recipient. Marco will send it around. Back on that defensive position like we talked about. Rotesy, JaKu. Good move by Rotes there. The backhand chance by JaKu, can't come up with it. Time ticking down here in the first period. 2 goals so far, 1 apiece. Sent all the way back there. An unintended pass will reset. Kinger will start this one from the breakout position. Gets wrecked there. Take a hit to make a play, he said. Sakic's got it from the right side now. Working on it, sending it around. Who's going to go after it? Syke will throw it back on net down low. Behind the net, 2 men fight for it. Out comes with a dark colored jersey. It's going to be Delisle. Haven't called his name yet all game. We should be looking for more activity from him, Tegan, as the play moves forward through this best of 5.
Yeah, lots of games here. Look for the activation to come from the point a lot here, and a very good job doing the trap as Marco gets one.
Nice way to try to intercept that pass by Sakic. It found a Starstruck player anyway, but the Monarchs will take it in control play. That right side, Sakic backhand chance. The time he made the save did paralyze him. Soylos from the left side. On the net they'll work with. Starstruck looking to find a way to break out of the zone. They will through Marco. Marco takes it up now. Got stolen by Kinger at the half boards. Helmet still down on the ice. Final minute here, real time 5 seconds to conclude this one. Delisle from the left side gets jarred up there. Roti has it behind the net, takes it around. That's going to do it. So no harm, no foul on that loss. 1-1, your scoreline at the end of 1.
A great period between these two teams, both getting a little offense started, Brandon.
Yeah, and it started early there, kind of the own goal play there, unfortunately, for Monarchs, and Luckily for Starstruck and Shaku, able to capitalize on it, but Monarchs getting right back in. And how about Bass, the one scoring the goal? He mentioned how he was the leading goal scorer for this Monarchs team with 20 in the regular season, had 4 goals last week in round 1 versus Pizza Potential, and now against a team that he used to play for in Starstruck, got the scoring started for his Monarchs team. He knew this was going to be a really close series, that these two teams are going to be pretty back and forth and not a lot would separate them. That has come true here through the first period. Going to expect a lot more of even play, a lot of back and forth play for the most part here in the next 2 periods.
Yeah, so 4-1 here in shots as we dive in here to period number 2.
Period number 2 getting underway here. 1-1 your score line in this best of 5 game number 1. Jakku, lots of space on the right side. Looking to drive that in. Just can't find his angle to get to the net. They keep the play to the outside is Monarchs for right now. Bass with some speed. Nice wrist shot up high. Paralyzer able to trap that one down into his glove.
Good save there by Paralyzer. Look for more out of him. He's a fantastic goalie. I assume he's just getting warmed up.
Face off there, won by Marco. Or one back to Marco, rather. The left D. Got him offside there, so something for Starstruck. They got that 1 goal early on line, but it's been pretty quiet for them since then.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet in the offensive zone as well. We saw that cut play between Jakku and Rhodes, but they haven't really built on anything or had anything going. It's really been all Monarchs since about the 10-minute mark there of the first period.
Flipped in with speed, going after it. Out comes with it is going to be Bass, fought from the corner. Skirts out across the mouth of the goal line, but Kinger will take it instead. Sack it. Now slot area, wrist shot on. Paralyzer staying square to the puck. He makes a save.
Another big save from Paralyzer, and here's where the Monarchs really start to beat you down. They got that goal, and they haven't taken their foot off the pedal yet.
Tie up win to the corner. Out with it will be Sackett. Sackett tried the give and go. He found Bass, but couldn't connect on the give, or the go part of the give. That's going to be thrown across the side of the cage. Fought from behind. Pushed against the wall. Out comes with it. One-time chance. Was looking for Bass. He got tied up and bumped off that chance. Rhodes drops it off to Marco. Marco drives in deep, thinks better of it. Wrist shot gets deflected. Backhand chance off the rebound. And Syke able to take that one away. That was the best scoring chance I think we've seen so far all game from Starstruck.
Yeah, maybe on that cut play that we saw between Jakku and Rhodes, look for them to build on more of that. They're usually very, very skilled in the offensive zone, and we haven't really seen that yet from Starstruck.
They get that cycle going if they can. Attempted steal there. It was let from the right side. But unfortunately, they couldn't come up with that one, as that one was a shot on. And Syke able to take that one out of the danger zone. Will Robinson. But Starstruck looking to light up here. I think you have a phrase for that. I can't remember what it is, but they're being lit right now as they get started here. Second period action, halfway gone through game number 1. Now we're starting to see some life out of this team. There's a move for Monarchs now. Wrap around chance. That backhand didn't find its way over to Paralyzer. Marco would take it away. As he hacked at that to clear the zone, they did. Nice dance around 2 defenders. Just in time to lose it. That was Rotzi with the good skill stick to get around that one. Good interception there by Syke. That was going to be Jakku off to the races as they go offside here.
Yeah, and great play there by Monarchs. You know, they've looked very, very good here, Nick. And they've been good in the offensive zone. They've been even better in the defensive zone. We haven't really got a taste of Stonewall yet, but we look to.
We definitely look to as Starstruck's trying to get something going here. They've been quiet other than 2 scoring chances now in the second period, but that first period after that goal was relatively quiet for them. Monarchs looking to clamp down here. Tie game. Feeling out process in the second period of game number 1. Marco intercepts that at the blue line. Accosted there by Bass. He's still working at it. And finally end that around to Delisle. Flipped across nicely over to Jakku and take it in stride. Jakku in the zone. Out now Delisle. Delisle and Jakku. Good shot in. Oh, man. Fell to the stick of Kinger. He scooped that one away from the goalie. In Civ. Kept in Marco. Slap shot hits the post. Good effort by Starstruck. Now the cycle's moving, dancing around. Good left trigger, but couldn't take the shot or get one on.
It's probably the best opportunity so far by Starstruck. They actually get the puck in the offensive zone and start moving it around. Get a couple shots on goal, but still nothing yet. Great job there by Stonewall.
Delisle to Marco, D to D, through the zone, flipped in high and over Civ, hits the glass behind him. Final minute here in the second period. Trying to move this puck out, they will. Gives that up to Rotes. Giveaway there from the right winger. Sent in, Rotes with a step on him. Trying that toe drag, can't get the shot off. It just bounces off of Civ's pads. Fought to the corner, and Starstruck is buzzing here as we got updates across the board, still tied here at 1.
Yeah, great period there by both teams. Stonewall actually gets into a few things there, Brandon, but I know you've got some updates you've been itching to feed.
Oh yeah, it's playoff time, Lyman. Like we said, all of these matchups so important to try to move on. We have a few other games going into the third period as well. Isles GT and Virtual Brothers in the third period right now. Isles GT leading that game 3-2. Hidden Potential also leading 3-2 in the third over Serenity, and Momentum beating Prodigy, the number 2 seed in Prodigy, 3-0 in the third period of their game 1. So this game's starting to kind of fall in line with some of our other ones going on around the tournament. But how about Starstruck? Like Nick kind of said, they're starting to kind of buzz a little bit, starting to find their way and really get some momentum going after what I think maybe some would consider a little bit of a close start for them, or a slower start for them. Monarchs obviously able to respond to that opening goal, but we'll see if they can respond to this run that Starstruck has gotten for themselves, because you can really tell that momentum starting to generate a little bit for them.
Momentum starting to kick up here as we are in period number 3, game number 1. And courtesy of Leaguegaming's dynamic stat system at the top of your screen. And on the right and on the left, we'll bring you scoreline updates as we have them and game updates as we continue to get those results in. Intercepted, Rhodesy, backhand chance. And Civ able to rebound that one angularly off to his left. He's able to get it out of the danger zone there. Bass pulls up from the right circle, tries to spin that around, and that shot goes off the post. Paralyzer somehow finds the rebound and hangs on.
Yeah, Paralyzer doing a very good job to stuff Letnov there on the short side. And as a goaltender, you can't come off your short side. You got to trust your D-man on the back post there and just hold on and try to make that save.
Make the save he did. That shot in. Sakic, rebound. No shot off that rebound. That second effort chance there is going to be what Monarchs is looking for. Starstruck just going full firepower here. Soylos starts this one from behind. Jakku fights off from the corner. Found his way to Marco at the right point. Left point, give and go. Shot in, rebound chance. They score! It's waved off though.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Good little D to D in the shot in, but are they going to call that? Wow.
They waved it off.
I've never seen such a soft goalie interference call.
These Toronto refs, man, I don't know. The league's got it out for Starstruck, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now the controversy rises there, but you were saying that D to D, that quick 1-2 to the shot, that really generated that scoring chance for Starstruck.
Yeah, that's getting the puck moving, and you know, whether you're doing it vertically or horizontally, it works in all ways here, Nick. So we'll see if they can build on that. More
so in the offensive zone for sure. Starstruck proving that here. They're offside again, and I think that's important. You kind of get stuck in your ways. You know where those shot lanes are coming from, Tegan. So for you to be able to quickly pass that and put the shot on, that's what got that shot through to Civ.
Yeah, exactly right.
You see some scoreline updates, Isles GT and Virtual Brothers, as we talked about. Final scores will be coming in just a moment. We'll have a bunch of them for you. In case you miss them at the top of your screen, we'll have our amazing Brandon Bigsby give us those score lines as well. As we're 12 minutes left here in the third period of regulation hockey, game number 1, still tied at 1. 2 goals coming in the first period, none in the second. Rotes from down low. Weird angle, he's got it back on his stick. Drops it back up top. Delisle will come in for it. He's going to work it down low. One-time chance, so Rotes scores. What a beauty of a goal. Quick pass to Rotes, and they're up ahead.
That was absolutely gorgeous from JaKuH, Delisle, and Rhodes. JaKuH just moving that one down to Delisle, and Delisle notices that cut play from the hash marks. We see it all the time here in esports. He brings it down below the hash marks and goes below the goal line, turns into just a cross-cut play, waits for it to open up. Great play by Rhodes to find himself open, getting to the back door, and he's not going to miss from there with the awning cage.
Deke, how many times have you seen that one really work out in NA esports? That's like the go-to play when it opens up, is it not?
Yeah, the behind the net pass out front, Nick, is definitely one of the more often ones we see. Another one that we saw displayed between JaKuH and Rhodes, where the player comes down and just cuts directly across the top of the crease from the hash marks and making a similar pass. We see that a lot of the time too.
Starstruck on the power play now as they drew one there. Let's see how they set up here. It's Delisle. Quarterback this one, trying to go over that one touch again. That time it was JaKuH in the slot area. Marco sidestepping, pass letting off. And now we have a 4-on-4. I don't know what the call is. Interference, your call. That's a little bit of a weird thing happening on the power play.
Yeah, well, 4-on-4 hockey, there's lots of space, and I think this is very beneficial here for the Monarchs.
Monarchs got to get back in this one. We'll have about 1 minute and 15 seconds on the power play after this 4-on-4. But right now, 4 aside. Soilos scoops that one up as it fell to his stick. He'll just skate it out leisurely as he's through the zone, but they're going to be on the counterattack. Here comes Monarchs. Through center, gives it up at the blue line. Marco will trade positions with that. It's back on for Kinger. Sackett behind the net, wrapped around. Psych, and in comes Bass here. They got about 30 seconds on the power play to work with here. See if they set up. Right, with a shot. That was Paralyzer sliding across to make that save.
Great save there by Paralyzer, and he's got to be good here he's got about 8 minutes. He needs to be perfect. The guys in front of him are looking back at him saying, hold this down for us. We'll see if he can do it here with 8 to go.
Hold the line. Let's see if they do. Psych. Rashad there, and that was a kick save by Paralyzer. That was a beauty of a save. Flashing a bit of the leather as play goes back to full strength here. Stepping in just a quick step over, a little bit too fast as they go offside here. 6:41 to play in the third.
Actually, from all the way up here, I can see Brandon jumping between the benches. Yeah, I think he's got something to say. Let's go down to Brandon here with a couple updates.
Yeah, a few updates, some final scores coming through right now. You saw Hidden Potential beat Serenity 3-2-1 to go up in game 1 of their series. Isles GT beats Virtual Brothers 4-2. And how about this? Maybe an upset potentially in game 1 between Momentum and Prodigy. Momentum beats 2-seeded Prodigy 3-1 in their game 1. So scores starting to fall in line. Could see another close game right here, Nick.
Kinger again goes offside. They just too fast for their britches, as my grandfather would say.
I don't really know how to follow that other than there's 4:43 left in the third period. And what a game we have here, Nick.
You know, sometimes my grandfather said some very interesting things sitting on his rocking chair at the front porch of his house. And, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. So that's okay. Shout out to Grandpa. JaKuH now trying to get the lead here in the insurance marker to build upon his lead. Good shot there. That one's just going to find Paralyzer. He's going to scoop that up. Smart play by Paralyzer, not throwing that one out or playing it.
That is so dangerous. The goaltenders in this game don't really grab the puck. Paralyzer was very lucky to get a hold of that.
Push win, 1 to Soilos. Soilos gets checked, but still finds the puck. Marco, 2-on-2 coming into the zone, spinning around. Can't find anybody on that pass across. Approaching 100 seconds here. That one bounced off a Psych, almost went in. Oh my goodness, Psych. That found his body as another chance in. Civ behind him makes the save.
Great save there by Stonewall. 1 minute and 16 to go. He's got to make every save. He needs a little help from the forwards here. We'll see if they can get it. Third period hockey.
Forwards got to get this one going as that shot from Rhodes almost came in as it bounced off of Psych. I don't know how it found him, but nevertheless, Monarchs with under a minute to go. Real time, 60 seconds to conclude this one. Tries to spin in. That shot bounces off the mask. Sackett. Now to Psych. Psych gets that one poked off of him. Finds it's at the blue line. Back in the zone. Here comes Monarchs. Wrist shot in. Kick save. He covers. Paralyzer again. Standing tall, not giving up those rebounds.
Great job there by Perry, shutting the door. Exactly what we spoke about earlier. Big offensive zone draw, though, as Monarchs have been good here.
Face off one. That's a good chance in. Good save there. I think that hit off of Paralyzer's mask again. 3-on-3 coming through the zone as they were 3 wide across the blue line. In for Starstruck. They got to keep this thing down low. They're doing it well. That one's back up top, though. Rhodes, he's going to take it around. Stolen by Kinger. Kinger now sending up real quick. He's got it back on his stick, fighting from the half board. Sent into the corner now. Back along with it. There's Bass. Bass looking to tie this game up in the last seconds of this game. 14 to go. In front, chance that was rebounded and deflected. Comes all the way out to the blue line. Not all the way down, though. Starstruck holding on. Final 7 seconds here. Chopped along. JaKu flips it out. 3 seconds, 2-1, and that's going to do it as Starstruck holds on and wins game 1 by a scoreline of 2-1.
What a game by Starstruck. Paralyzer holding down the line like we said, Brandon.
Yeah, we knew that the goaltending was going to be a huge key in this one. It showed up right there. Stonewall making a few great saves for Monarchs in his own right, but Paralyzer, one of the top goalies in NHL esports for a long time, proved in that third period especially why he is just able to do a good job of staving off some of those runs that Monarchs had, especially in the second period, kind of early second period and first period, where it just kind of felt like Monarchs had the majority of opportunities in that game, and Starstruck able to get things going, get some momentum going for themselves, capitalized on that goal there in the third. It was just enough, and Paralyzer on the back end took care of the rest. So a nice win from Starstruck. They get that early series lead, but a lot more work to do as this is a best of 5, and we know this Monarchs team not going to go down quietly.
Not even close to over yet, is it? As one win means absolutely nothing, and it's an early one, but it's a good one for Starstruck to get under their belt.
Yeah, and sometimes getting that game 1 win can be a little bit more important than what some people let on. Obviously, it's a long series and the best of 5 still have to win 2 more games, but every game matters, every period matters. If winning that game 1 and getting that third period goal can be the difference that kind of sets yourself forward a little bit going into game 2 to be able to say, okay, well, if we drop that game 2, at least it is 1-1 turning into a best of 3 rather than being down 2-0 and having to come back and win 3 straight to even having a chance to win the series. So winning that game 1 indirectly can kind of set that momentum and make your job a little bit easier going into the next game, obviously, without letting up too much. So a nice job from Starstruck to be able to climb in, get that win in game 1, and Monarchs now going to look to try to bounce back in game 2, try to avoid that really unwanted 2-0 deficit.
Yeah, Starstruck doing a very good job in coming out and picking up that game 1 win, but we can't take away from Monarchs that after that 10-minute mark, in the first period, they played a very good middle third of the game, so to speak. Maybe turning it around in the first and the third. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing, and we kind of said with 2 teams like this that are so evenly matched, obviously both of them being in the top 15 in the standings at 6 and 11 respectively, this was going to be pretty back and forth. It was going to be hard for either one of these teams to just set that momentum from period 1 to period 3, 60 minutes on. You're going to have some runs go against your opponent when you're playing these teams that are in the top of the standings. You kind of saw that come to fruition for Monarchs there. They set that tone early on, had 4 shots to Starstruck's 1 in that first period, and then Starstruck, as the game went on, continued to get better, continued to get opportunities. They got that one that went in, and Paralyzer able to kind of stop some of the chances that Monarchs got for themselves in that third period. So in games and series where there's not really a lot separating those 2 teams, there is a lot of talent on both sides of the board, it's kind of just one of those things. Who can make those big plays, who can take advantage of their chances when they get them to kind of get that momentum when they get it, taking advantage of that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that game 2 kind of follows that pattern, because like we said, when there's not a lot separating 2 teams, it can be huge in capitalizing on your opportunities when those become available.
Yeah, totally agreed. A very low-scoring game. We called that beforehand, Brandon. Only 2 goals behind Stonewall, only 1 behind Perry.
Yeah, and keep in mind too, Monarchs, every game that they lost this season by just 1 goal. They are used to these close games, have been all season. Starstruck, pretty similar deal. 5 of the 7 games that they lost were by 1 goal. So both these teams, they're used to being able to play in those close games and know how to win those close games as well. So it's kind of interesting you see two teams like that match up against one another that have had those close games, know how it feels to be on both sides, what it takes to win one, and what the difference can be when it comes to even losing one here or there. Unfortunately for Monarchs, they were the loser in that one, Starstruck being able to squeak out that win. But like we said, Monarchs not going to go out quietly. Starstruck, a team that knows how to keep things going and know what it takes to win. Gonna be fun to watch this game 2, a big game 2, nevertheless, Nicotine. Can't wait to sit back, hear you guys call it, and maybe give a few updates around the league as well in the process.
Those updates we'll definitely have for you all. Twitch.tv/Capitals. The jerseys have changed, the teams have not. Those red jerseys going north on your screen are the Monarchs. The white jerseys, green pants, green trim, green letters. That's Starstruck. They start this one off in the offensive zone. bMaJuH trying to send that one in front. That was intercepted cleanly. Kinger will bring it across center. That one's just going to be given right over to Delisle as he'll come behind the net to restart, and will do so successfully. Starstruck winning game number 1 by a scoreline of 2-1. And we'll keep you updated for that as they go offside here. 2 minutes gone so far in the first period as we come back to the neutral zone and do it again.
Both teams just looking to kind of feel themselves out here after this first game. We didn't see a lot of goals. I don't think we will in this one either.
Soilos just laying it in front. That's a lot of traffic poking at it. It's in, but waved off again.
Another one waved off here. It's like what I'm doing to my girl, saying no Valentine's Day tonight. We're going back out to the neutral zone.
We go back to the neutral zone indeed. Trying to play this one across offside again, and I can't believe that one. I mean, I get it. That one there offside for sure. They poked at it. They poked at it. Running into the goalie. Siv's down there in the butterfly. It's going to be waved off, but that's Starstruck with 2 of them now that they've been waved off on in just 2 games. It's not a good ratio, nevertheless, what the Twitter kids say for goals disallowed after going in, for sure. Play moves on here. 16:20 to go in the first period. Scoreless. Let giving that one over to Bass. He'll be tripped, lost it, fell on the ice. Not a dive there. This isn't the Olympics, so we'll go to the box here. Monarchs on the power play.
Monarchs looking to build on something here. They ended up getting a goal and was building on it all last game here, Nick, but they just weren't really able to get over to the top of the mountain. This could be the start.
As they start from their end. Coming all the way up the ice, they will. Halfway there, offside. There's Kinger offside again there. Or sorry, that was Sakic, but that's their 4th or 5th offsides coming into the zone off of a speedy entry.
Yeah, can somebody let him know that they will wait for him? Like, it's not a rush to get over that line. I'm sure your teammates are going to put on the brakes and try and move you that puck.
One could hope so. Scoreline updates coming for you around the league in just a moment. That time it wasn't offside, but stolen. Good move by Bass. He's trying to get his way up the ice. Got held up by a defender there. And Syke now fed in front off of a skate of a Starstruck player. That's an own goal, and it's 1-0 the other way this time for game 2.
So there is multiple own goals in this hockey game there, Nick, and that one was actually a very nice cut play that was defended very nice, but it still ended up finding its way into the back of the net.
Found its way in. Marco will take it all the way back. And I know that didn't taste good for them. I know they got the own goal to open up scoring in game 1. So we'll see what they can do here to respond. Now being down 1-0, slap shot in, hits a body in front. That was Bass. Delayed penalty is the call, though. As Monarchs touches it, so now Starstruck goes on the power play. 26% so far through the series.
A little bit of payback here, Nick, from Monarchs getting that. They get an own goal to start this game off, and the team that had the own goal ended up with a win last game, so we'll see.
See if turnabout's fair play as that one's cleared all the way down the ice, so Starstruck will have to start again. As they do, behind the back flip pass that finds its way to bMaJuH, just kind of trickled down to him. He'll take it on the go, forcing it in front. That was going to be, I believe, Soilos waiting for it at the doorstep, but 2 bodies in front. Now they're shorthanded. Looking to spin their way to the corner. They will. Good way to kill off some time. We're under a minute gone in this power play opportunity. Rotes to himself from the corner, or from the half boards. He will get in there. Up to Marco. Marco, right point. Feed that one. That was a weird pass by Marco as the right D was open. Time winding down on the power play. We'll go back to full strength here. They come over center. That's a good feed up to Zoilos that time. He'll pull back up on the top of the circle. Fires one. Goes wide. Try to keep that one onside. They will, but they can't get to it as it's touched up. And Monarchs goes back on the power play.
So just like that, Monarchs looking to possibly get another one here, and what a great time to do so with 8 minutes to go here in the first period.
Flipped out. That's going to be Starstruck. As Monarchs has to come back the full length of the ice to do it all over again. Special teams have been odd for these teams in this game, at least in game number 2. Spinning around with it. Bass up for Sackett. Zoilos loses it in the slot area, trying to clear this puck out of the zone. Kinger keeps it in. Enough shot. Sakic had it on the doorstep. Couldn't pull the trigger. So Sakic there generated 2 chances. No shots on net, though. As it rubber bands itself back around. About 10 seconds left on this power play. Net at the blue line with some opposition. That's a good one-time chance. Rebound chance. And Paralyzer makes 2 great saves as they go back to full strength. 3rd save there by Paralyzers that just poked around. Let there from behind the net. From the corner working. Bass trying to get something going for his team here to get another goal here and force Starstruck to really come from behind as they flip it back in. Now Monarchs really putting the pressure on. Marco finally relieving that pressure. Kinger takes it at the blue line again. Trying to bring it back in quickly. Can't do it as he's checked off of it by bMaJuH. bMaJuH stops short right circle. Now down in low from the corner, pushed off of it. Cycle grab it instead. Now Syke looking to bring it out. He'll get met there by Zoilos. Flipped up now, intercepted Delisle. A lot of back and forth ping pong type hockey happening in the neutral zone right now. Rhodes takes it across. Tried to cut that one wide. bMaJuH has it down low. Shot there. Can't find any target as it hit a couple of bodies in front. All the way back down. Marco trying to get this one out again. Rhodes from the half-board right side. He'll reverse play. Delisle will change his mind going out of the zone. Ooh, almost gave that one away. Right in front of the goalie. Poke check there. Great forecheck by Monarchs right now. Time's winding down in the first period of game number 2. 5 seconds here. They're in the zone, not for long. bMaJuH able to keep it. Will he fire one? He will. He'll send it across. Can't find a teammate. And Starstruck down 1-0 here, with Monarchs really pushing the issue at the end of 1 period.
Well, Starstruck up 1-0 in the series. Monarchs up 1-0 in the game, Brandon.
Yeah, and that's big for them. They went up 1-0 in that game 1, and ironically in that same fashion where it was kind of one of those close plays in front of the net, hit off of a Starstruck player and went in the net. So kind of a deja vu moment for both of these teams, with Starstruck kind of chasing the game in terms of the scoreline, but still a pretty even back and forth game for the most part. As you can see, time on attack difference about the same and the chances about the same for both of these two teams. Monarchs could be huge for them to get the second goal. You know they're going to really look to push the issue and continue to be aggressive, because they do not want this Starstruck team to do what they did in game 1 and get that momentum going for themselves. Felt like the more that game went on, the better they got. Getting that 2-0 lead could be absolutely huge for the home team of Monarchs, as they're down 1-0 in this series, cannot afford to go down 2-0. Hoping to tie this up 1-1. We'll see if they can do it through these 2 periods.
Period number 2 about to get underway here. Twitch.tv/Capitals. Caps Gaming Showcase, the NA Division Round 2 featured matchup here, Starstruck versus Monarchs. This is presented to you by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. Marco with a slapper there, blocked by Letinov. He just took the whole thing there as bMaJuH trying to work this one out from the corner. He will. Back to Marco. He'll send it in down low. In front there, and that was the best effort so far from Starstruck, as Bass has a lot of speed. Trying to force the issue here. Patience there. One-time chance, they score. And Letinov makes a ripper there just inside the circle. It's 2-0.
Yeah, big goal there for Monarchs, and great timing as they go up at 2 goals here with the one-timer trade. You see that X factor in the high slot, and those X factors, they come in very handy here in NHL 22.
The X Factor going to work there. He gets his 6th of the season. 9 points on the season. So try to do another one here. Up by 2 as the Monarchs Down 1-0. Kept in by Sackett. Sackett gonna go chase after it, but he'll think better of it as bMaJuH will come across the middle. Sackett there with it on his stick again. And maybe a third time. No, Stonewall's just gonna hang on. Lots of bodies in front of him there. So we'll get a draw in the defensive end for Monarchs.
I think they say we play those, it's February, but no, I would have held on to that one too. Way too many bodies out front, and when you're up 2-0, take that defensive zone draw.
One there by Starstruck. Set play, almost found the back of the net. bMaJuH finding his way behind the defense there, but Stonewall able to hold that one on as well.
Yeah, and making great saves here, just routine saves. So, you know, he's a very good goalie, just needs to continue that.
Face-off push win. bMaJuH trying to keep it in. They'll come back out to center and reset. Leidos left side. Up to Marco. Rhodes with a shot there. Couldn't get it past the defense of Monarchs, who's looking stellar in game number 2. Delisle. Up for Marco. Leidos. There it is again. Wrist shot there. Rebound chance. And Stonewall able to keep that one away as well. Now with lots of speed on the counter attack there. Best effort again by Monarchs as they continue to pour it on. Delisle got in the way of that one. Pushed in the corner. Delisle gives that one up to Sackett. Short side chance is a sprawling paralyzer. Trying to waffle at that one and bring it down, but it's kept away and out of the goal mouth. Huge bailout there. Starstruck's best move was just to flail at it and keep it away as they try to get that deflected on from a shot on the counterattack. bMaJuH staying with it now. Kager sends it around. Kept in the zone here by Starstruck. Monarchs looking to clear. They will. Found Bask. Has a step on him. Pulls up. Can't get that shot off. Tries to lay it out to Sackett. Good steal there by Starstruck as Marco was giving chase. He'll flip it in. Marco and Bask been going at it all game so far. That time it's no different.
It's a great play there just to stop up and wait for his teammates to kind of get open there. As Marco, you're right, he's been on him.
Marco will start the charge. 6 minutes left here in the second period. Starstruck down by 2. They'll wrap it around, sending it all the way through. Marco, shot. Not connecting to a teammate or to the goalie. Hits a body again. That's a lot of block shots coming up from the point there. Rhodes going to leave that back off for Marco again. Marco stops and goes. Loses that one. Gives it back up to Monarchs. Delisle with a good steal. Can force it back in. They will, but for a brief moment. That one's kept in brilliantly by Delisle. In front, there was a chance for bMaJuH. bMaJuH had it on his stick, got bumped off. Now it's a wraparound potentially. They're going to keep it in for Monarchs. Monarchs has some trouble with it there. Just in front of their own bench as it comes all the way out of the zone. All the way back now, under 100 seconds in the second period. Rhodes to Delisle, flipped in. Monarch player back there to pick it up. That's Kinger. He'll do so. And break it out for his team successfully. Delisle to Marco. Up for Rhodes. Now bMaJuH. bMaJuH stops in front. Looking to center that one. They keep trying that centering pass. It keeps coming up short, and right now they are short. Down by 2. It's 2-0 at the end of 2.
They're cutting it short, and that play just isn't cutting it as they have way too many bodies in front do Monarchs, Brandon.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell just the adjustments being made there by Monarchs defensively, knowing Starstruck really going for that play to try to put that through. Monarchs just putting some traffic in front of them, that not allowing them to get that off. And you got to assume the way that Monarchs is playing defensively, the chances that they have also gotten themselves on the offensive end, got to bode well for them having this 2-0 lead. We said it at the end of that first period. If they can get that 2-goal lead, could be huge for their chances of Starstruck, a team that kind of got better as the game went on in game 1, but in game 2, Monarchs really kind of controlling the play, not allowing Starstruck to do what they want to do and play the game they want to play. You can see only 3 shots in 4 minutes and 15 seconds of time on attack, so a great job of the defense and goaltending of Monarchs. Hopefully for them, they can continue to do what they do and tie this one at 1-0, but 20 more minutes to take care of business. We'll see if they can do it.
Period number 3 about to get underway here. As the puck drops, play resumes, and bMaJuH looking to steal this one early. Trying to fight off a defender. He'll kick it along from the corner. Gives that one away, though, as the teammate there loses that one to a Monarchs player, but they go offside. So what does Starstruck have to do here, Tegan, to kind of climb this ladder?
Yeah, I think just playing their own game. You know, the cut plays aren't working. They're trying to take shots from the point. They're being blocked by Monarchs. So I just think slowing the game down and kind of running their own offense. But it's very hard with the defense of the Monarchs playing so well.
Definitely some adjustments to be had. Monarchs did it well so far. Bass trying to track that one down. Marco will play it back, so they'll start from their end. Yank that one along for bMaJuH. Marco will take it away from him as that puck was loose, but it finds its way back to Kinger. Out of Syke. Syke, 2 men on him. Forecheck's getting a little bit high now for Starstruck, something they should have done a long time ago. Finally doing it here. Might be working after some time, but Bass alleviates that pressure. 2-on-1. Can't find Sakic, but he'll pick it up from the boards. Loses that one from the corner. Maybe gives it back to himself. No. Shot there, doesn't get a lot on it. That one falls back to the corner. Fighting from it. Out comes with it a Monarch player again. Shot in. Flips up and over Paralyzer. And Leaguegaming gets his second of the game.
And a cheeky little shot there from the right-hand side. Leaguegaming comes out of the corner, curls around, rips that one, and it just kind of floods through Paralyzer. Not really his game here. It was a 3-0 lead for the Monarchs.
Monarchs, the home team. Are we seeing another one of those home connection advantages, Tegan?
I don't really know where these gentlemen are from, so I hope not, as that never makes for fun esports, but fingers crossed that that's not the case.
That one MS ping, we all miss it. We want that QC ping as we have an answer back here. bMaJuH from a behind the back, no look pass, and he makes this one a smaller deficit, his second goal of the playoffs, and bMaJuH makes this one 3-1.
What a gorgeous pass, Bassstrom-esque,
Wow.
as he goes no look between the legs. What a gorgeous look that was, Brandon.
Yeah, a great look there. That's kind of what Starstruck needed, down 3-0, Leaguegaming with the goal to maybe give themselves an even bigger cushion considering the time that's left in this game. Absolutely gigantic for Starstruck to be able to get that quick response, put it back at a 2-goal lead, and still a little bit of time for them as you can see the kind of timeout game one team calls when another team does. But speaking of timeouts, we've got some score updates around the league. Virtual Brothers trying to avoid going down 2-0 against Isles GT. They're up 5-2 in the third period of game 2. Hidden Potential and Serenity. HP up 3-0 in game 2, trying to go up 2-0. And Prodigy, after dropping game 1 against the lower seeded Momentum that just got in a game 5 last week in round 1 to get to this point, they are up 1-0 to try to tie it at a 1-1 series lead. And also, by the way, Hidden Potential, that series just went final, or that game rather, just went final. So they are up 2-0 in their series with a 3-0 win in game 2.
Back to a 2-goal deficit here after that goal from bMaJuH. Finally breaks open the scoring for Starstruck. Paralyzer does play it out because it is February. And they'll flip it in. Granted, he had an easy choice to make there as Rhodes keeps that in from the steal. Along the boards now. Leaguegaming, the hot stick in this game. Kinger back to him. Oh, looking for Bass there, and Bass pulled the trigger but whiffed on the puck. That goes offside here. 9 minutes left, Tegan. You think Starstruck has it?
There's always a chance. You know, we've seen crazier things, and I know a couple of guys on this team play right until the last buzzer, so definitely not a team you can put it behind.
See if Monarchs can get this puck in deep. Pucks in deep. The cliche phrase rings truer now more than ever. That puck bounced off the cage there, off the post. In front, Monarchs able to move that one away. Led again. Sakic puts a shot on. Paralyzer stretches out to make that save, keep this one a 2-goal deficit. Time winding down now, though, for Starstruck. They got to move quickly here if they want to get this one in. Two men split that wide. Bass somehow kicks it up to himself. gives Monarchs a chance, but it's turned around pretty quickly. JaJuH trying to split 3 defenders, couldn't do so. And now Bass has a step on Delisle. Diving, poke check out there. Paralyzer makes a huge save.
I remember that if this comes back here, Nick.
Behind the net now, working at it. Trying to keep it low. They're doing a brilliant job at that so far. Delisle finally able to get a hold of it. Up to Soilos. Lots of speed down the left side. Beating out Psych. Now that'll be wrapped around. Marco up top. Slap shot coming in from way downtown. And saved there by Stonewall. It's been tested a couple of times here in game number 2. 2 minutes to go here. Marco again. Marco looking for a way in. Delisle stepping in, looking for a shot. Can't find one. Held up at the blue line. They'll come back into the zone. Delisle now Marco again. That's a slap shot blocked on a stick there by Letonov. Flipped out all the way back for Paralyzer. He'll play it out to the corner. Bass trying to hold that down. Under a minute here in the 3rd period. Down by 2 is Starstruck. Will we see some late game heroics there? As they were rocked. JaJuH gonna center that one to Rhodes. Can't find him there. Flipped up and out. Finds its way to Marco. Stick right to him, actually. So we're approaching a half minute. He gives that one away. Bass now. Just got to get this in deep. Delisle won't let him. He'll send it back out. Delisle lost it to Bass, though. Flip deep again. Paralyzer off his pads. 20 seconds now. Starstruck's got to move quickly. Marco trying to bring it in. Rhodes has it. JaJuH now. JaJuH pulls it up. Can't get that shot on. Kinger, this one winds down. Bass now. Breakaway, 5 seconds. Stops and goes. Rings one up top shelf. And Bass ensures that Monarchs will take this to game 3 tied at 1 apiece.
I think it's safe to say at this point, this is definitely a best of 3 common number with how many floors I'll be sleeping under my old lady tonight. As we dive into a 2-game winner to finish this series off, as the first 2 games split 1-1 here, Nick.
4 seconds left on the clock, all but a formality here. Kinger brings it back, and that's going to do it. So Monarchs, as you mentioned, wins this one 4-1 and makes this series tied 1 apiece. We're going to game 3 tied at 1.
And a great first 2 games we get here, Nick, and 1 going to Starstruck, 1 going to Monarchs. Brandon, what did you think about this set?
Well, I think that was a big game there for Monarchs. Gonna obviously tie it up 1-1. They lost that really close game 1. Obviously, one of those games where things could have gone either way. They got the first goal, and Starstruck was able to kind of climb their way back to get it in. Paralyzer made a few saves to make sure that it didn't get any closer to overtime than what it did. But Monarchs just having that ability to respond. They got that first goal, put up a second, which personally I thought could be the difference in that game, and it turned out that that second goal really did make that difference, and they put on a third. And even when Starstruck was able to respond, they did have that 2-goal cushion, kind of made Starstruck play with a little bit more urgency. Monarchs just able to play the possession game, have the clock be to their advantage, and were able to put another goal in there to add on to it. So really just a great performance overall from Monarchs, one that they needed to have to make sure this thing got tied up at 1-1. We said how going down 2-0 could be such a big challenge because you have to win those 3 straight games, but now it's all down to a best of 3. You get 1, you drop 1, so now you just got to look forward, focus on these next 2 to 3 games, and take care of business from there on.
If we would have known, we could have started here, but the Monarchs doing a very, very good job of holding that game down. We didn't see anything really offensive from Starstruck until the 3rd period. They had a very, very good game there.
Yeah, and you know what they say, good offense all starts from good defense, and Monarchs definitely had that on the back end with Psych and Kinger. Both of those guys really have that ability to be shut down when they're on their game. Obviously, a little different when you're playing against these upper echelon teams like Starstruck is, but they've shown they have that ability to show up against these high-end teams and play to a good level. They did so in game 1 as well. They only allowed 2 goals. It was a 1-goal game. So the defense and goaltending has been solid for Monarchs really all series long. So just being able to continue that, taking advantage of some of the opportunities that they had in the offensive zone, did a great job of taking that play away that Starstruck had. We mentioned earlier in the 2nd period, they were really kind of collapsing that middle, not allowing Starstruck to get that cross pass that they were really going to, made them have to go away from that and adjust, making your opponent uncomfortable so important when you're playing a team of the level of Starstruck and when you're playing in a playoff series to where you're fighting to move on to the next round. So a great job from Monarchs, adjusting, playing well defensively, and doing what they needed to do on the offensive end as well. So now for Starstruck, we'll see how they adjust and if they can do the same to get themselves back in a series lead situation.
So, Starstruck really just, did they come out flat? Did they come out dead? Were they overconfident after winning that game one? What do you think happened there as they were really just non-existent in that hockey game?
I think, honestly, you can't look too much into it, and it's kind of similar to what we said about Monarchs in Game 1. You're going to drop games when you're playing teams of this level and when you go this deep into the playoffs. You have to remember, we're in round 2. We are at the top 16 teams in this tournament, the top 16 teams arguably in NHL esports, at least many of them definitely in that conversation. So you're going to have games where things fall a little bit flat, and remember, Starstruck had a goal that was disallowed as well. So just a couple bounces not really falling their way. Obviously, Monarchs really stepping up, knowing what they needed to do, playing at a really high level. Sometimes the other team is just going to play a little better than you, and that's just kind of what happened with Starstruck in this one. Monarchs was the better team in that game. They stepped up, played their best hockey, and for Starstruck, unfortunately, not that they played a bad game by any means, but just not enough to beat Monarchs in that game too. We could go into Game 3 talking about a completely different story, but when you have two teams like this at this stage of the tournament that we are in, sometimes that's just going to happen, Tegan.
It will sometimes just go down like that, won't it, Brandon? Best of 3 now. Monarchs versus Starstruck. Let's jump down to ice level with my man, Nick DeMeo.
And my man, Tegan. And our viewers at twitch.tv/capitals. Jerseys have changed. The players have not. That's my new catchphrase. I don't know why I keep saying it, but here we go. Game number 3. Monarchs and Starstruck. Monarchs giving that one away early. bMaJuH trying to pull that one up. And an early powered play here. Starstruck can pour this one on early here.
Yeah, and that's what they need to do, especially coming out after a big loss. This would be a great time to score.
Trying to get it out of the zone. They will. Flipped up. We'll find it's all the way back behind Paralyzer. And they'll come down the lane with speed. 4 wide as they try to get to the zone. Couldn't do so. Try again now, and they can't. Wow. The blue line play from Monarchs right now. Stellar. As they're finally in the zone. Soilos to Delisle. Delisle with some room, deciding what to do. bMaJuH will come support that. bMaJuH from the right circle. Shot in, bounced off of Letunov's skate. Into the corner, flipped out. It'll get out of the zone, banked along the boards and all the way back down. That was a quick power play. Time expires, back to full strength. That could have been Starstruck's chance here, but they go offside. A quiet, weird power play. Great defense by Monarchs.
Great defense by Monarchs, and you know what? After the first game, things have kind of really changed for them, Nick. They've been doing way better in the defensive zone. They're taking care of each other. They're following their passes. Great puck support. This is really good hockey from the Monarchs here.
Sakic lost that one, trying to get that into a high-scoring chance area. Now they'll try it again. This time it was Letunov just trying to split the defense. As score lines keep coming in. We'll bring you another update here shortly. At the next stoppage, Kinger wraps it around on the give and go, back to himself from Syke. Up through the blue line, able to keep that in as Monarchs. And again, shot there, off a stick and up high. Into the corner, Delisle fighting for it. He'll come out with it, lost it. That one's given away. Defensive zone turnovers, not good right now for Starstruck. So Monarchs really putting the pressure on since pretty much period number 3 of game number 1. Rotes behind the net, bMaJuH. Here comes Starstruck. Up high now. Delisle bringing it across to Marco as Stonewall Civ able to see that the whole way for a stoppage.
Great grab there by Stonewall, and Stonewall is just continuing. Not only does he look great in there, he's playing great there, Nick.
Same new look, same great taste, I think. No, that's not it. That's a cereal or something. Anyway, Stonewall looking awesome behind and between the pipes here. Kinger gives that away to JaKu. JaKu Soilos shot blocked by Psych. Up now Leaguegaming. Sakic to Bass. Bass with a step there. Good speed there. Wrist shot. Saved by Paralyzer. Stayed short side. Didn't give that one up.
Yeah, one thing I really like about the Monarchs players is they don't take that extra move, that extra chance. You know, better chances happen if you put the puck on net here, Nick.
Shots first is definitely the way Monarchs is playing, as that one is blocked, though. Psych shot from near the blue line. It's poked free by Soilos. Have to come back in the zone, will Bass. Bass, an underrated player, I think, by a lot of marks. Regardless of his 107 league-leading hits, 20 goals leads the team coming into this playoffs. Marco and trickles over to Rotes now. In from Soilos with a shot. Can't get through. Broken, or loose stick, rather, as they have some trouble. Stonewall was getting jammed up. I think that was Kinger, who was behind Stonewall and could not get out of the net.
Starstruck starting to build on something here, Nick. They're really getting the puck going in the offensive zone, really challenging Stonewall.
Backhand win. One back for Kinger. Gives that one up with Psych. Sack now back to Psych. And Bass over the middle. To the right side. In front for Sakic. Good shot. Better save by Paralyzer. And Delisle trying to work that one out from the corner. He finally will by himself, as the forechecking just kind of retreated back into the neutral zone for Monarchs. No matter, though, as Starstruck not able to get into the zone there. They'll try again. Banked it in deep. It comes up with it. I believe that's Delisle down low.
Yeah, and it looked like he had an opportunity to wrap that puck around. He just got a terrible animation, but look for Starstruck to start using their defense down below the goal line here, Nick.
We talked about activating them in game number 1. We may see more of that here in game number 3. Soilos just trying to lay that one across Stonewall, and Stonewall staying square to that one and brings it down for a whistle.
Nick, I think that's the difference between these two hockey teams. You notice how Soilos tries to kind of make a cut play on the defender there. He gets bumped. He doesn't really get a shot off. Where you saw at the other end, Bass just let that rip, forcing Perry to make a save. And I think that is where the Monarchs gain on their chances.
You think that's a big difference here? And talk a little bit more about the key of putting that shot on versus just letting it kind of fall to the goalie.
Yeah, well, just being in a top 16 scenario when you are facing against such upper echelon teams, you got to get that shot on. The defense is so good, and I think it's just necessary to get that puck on net over just not getting a shot on at all.
The analysis you find here on 6v6 hockey, unparalleled as a backhand chance comes in. The animation from Soilos doesn't matter, as we are scoreless after 1 here in game number 3.
Well, I don't know if we're that good. You're getting me starstruck here. Let's jump over to Brandon.
I love the play on words there, Tegan. You love to see it. And you know, this isn't the only game 3 that we're seeing right here. A couple of our other series are starting to see their scores go into some game 2s end and some game 3s arrive. Firstly, Prodigy beats Momentum in overtime in their game 2. Momentum actually fought their way back to take the lead at first in that game 2. Prodigy ties it up, gets it into overtime, and wins that one 3-2. And those 2 game 3s going on now. Virtual Brothers beats Isles GT 5-2 in game 2. They're in their game 3 right now, with Virtual Brothers also leading that game 2-1. Hidden Potential also in their series up 1-0 in game 3 in the second period, looking to close that series out via a sweep. But man, oh man, Nick, how about the series in the game we have in front of us? These 2 teams back and forth, knew it's going to be close, is lived out to that so far.
Period number 2 underway here, as we are tied at 0. No score through the first period of game number 3, as these teams now in a bend but don't break mentality. Delisle looking to get active here. He'll just throw it in deep. And out comes with it is Monarchs. Cross ice pass there up for Leaguegaming, trying to find Bass, can't get him. Zach will pick it up from the corner. Now they'll poke check at it. Zach's got it again, one-time chance. Saved there by Paralyzer. In behind the net, working now from the corner. On the give and go, no, they're pulling off on that one. Good defense for Starstruck to come back and get it. Paralyzer tracks it as it crosses the mouth of the goal, and will hang on for a whistle.
Both of these two goaltenders, Nick, have had to have been sharp so far in this game 3. You've seen Stonewall have to stop a few close chances. Now Paralyzer with a really close chance there to start the second period. It's been some tight chances, and with a game so close to the series, so close, gotta hope as there's another one there, really close.
As they try to get that shot in, another chance there. Monarchs are buzzing right now. Good steal on the forecheck. They're keeping at it. Another short side chance from Bass. Saved by Paralyzer. Paralyzer, one of the best goalies in NHL Esports 6s for sure. He looks to stand tall here. That shot blocked by Delisle. Brought out finally by Soilos, who'll drop it back. And they'll start again. Starstruck trying to connect on that pass into the zone. They can't. It's going to be scooped up by Kinger. Kinger's pass there up for Bass. Picked off nicely by Delisle as that comes all the way back there. Sack tries to wrap it around. bMaJuH will take it instead. Now Marco. Marco over center, flipped in. It's going to fall behind Stonewall. From the glass there. It's going to be Syke now with it. Syke slap-shotting that one. Maybe in Omaha. Bass on the one-touch, and he scores! Bass there with the puck bouncing off the backboard. Makes this one 1-0. Finally gets some scoring in the second period.
And there is that signature Omaha play that we see so many of these teams use in EU, and who better than Bass to be the one streaking up the ice and finishing that one there for Monarchs. I think you said it earlier, Nick. Bass, one of the more underrated goal scorers in the NHL community. A guy who's been around for a long time, knows how to put the puck in the net, did it right there for Monarchs to give them the lead.
As they're trying to do it again, that shot goes just wide. Bass now on the ice. As he's slow to get up. He's injured now. Keep an eye on him. As we go offside here, 8-11. We'll come back to the neutral zone. We'll take another face-off here. Bass is injured, so the fatigue is going to be a little bit different. And bMaJuH now taking that one into the zone. Trying to get that deep. He just passes it right to an oppositional member, and that's not really good. You don't want to pass it to the other team, but he did so there. Kinger was able to take that one away. And bMaJuH will try again. Bass coming back for it. You can see he's slow to get up once more, and we go offside here. 6:40 to go here in the second period after the opening goal of Game 3 by Bass off the Omaha.
Big goal there by Bass to open up the scoring, and that's exactly what the Monarchs need here, is just to kind of keep Starstruck on the back burner, Nick.
As we continue on here, Soilos up for Marco. Delisle. Delisle to Soilos again. Rhodes in front, good shot. Saved there by Stonewall. Marco with a slap shot there, blocked. Out to Rhodes, and he couldn't keep it onside.
Yeah, that one just a step offside there. Starstruck really needs to start building some offense in the offensive zone here, as they've really been quiet since the first game.
4:16 to go here in the second period. One goal separates these two as Bass tried to pick that up and bring it in, but it was offside, and now things getting a little bit chippy.
Things are getting a little bit choppy, a little bit chippy here as we get a face-off out in the neutral zone.
Neutral zone face-off. One back by Monarchs, and now they're in. Sackig, one-time chance down low on that cut play across. Trying on that second effort there, backhand for Paralyzer. Another save here.
Big save there by Perry. He's just trying to get his guys going, trying to build up some momentum for him here, Nick.
Face off to his left. Won by the Monarchs again as they continue to push and push and push. Wrist shot there, not a lot on it, so Paralyzer able to hold on again. They'll do it from the same side.
But that leads back to what we were talking about, Nick, on where Monarchs just really loves to put the puck on net.
Like to put it on that short side, catch Paralyzer sleeping. He's looked okay so far on those chances. bMaJuH now, breakaway. Flying poke check there, worked on the toe drag. bMaJuH denied. In front now, Kinger. Up for it. Now, Starstruck trying to get something going to close out the period. Wrist shot there, goes just wide, trying to stuff it in on the back door as time expires. And we are 1-0, 11 shots for Monarchs, 1-0 at the end of 2.
Monarch just continuing to play their game here, Brandon. They put the puck on net. They like to put the puck on net often, and it's working for them.
Yeah, and it's kind of what they did in Game 2. Like you said, continuing what worked for them, doing it and applying it in Game 3. 11 shots on net compared to the 4 of Starstruck. Just kind of showing how Monarchs is able to give themselves so many chances, not making that extra move or that extra pass, putting it on net, giving themselves a chance to score, put the puck through. They're in the lead because of it. Now can they keep capitalizing and extend their lead out?
Period number 3, 1 goal separates these two clubs in a renewed best of 3. This is a best of 5, but final 3 games here, just got to win 2 and move on to the semifinals, or the quarterfinals. Scratch that. Getting ahead of myself here. As the crowd is hot. As they move it along. Monarchs up for sack now. Leaguegaming in front, chance scores! It bounced off of I believe, a Starstruck player back to Leaguegaming's stick, and now they've got the 2-goal lead.
And just like that, Monarchs, they have to be feeling good. Leaguegaming gets in there with the close quarters, and he buries that one. No mistake, Nick.
How crucial is that close quarters X factor, and what does it do for those newer NHL esports watchers?
Yeah, the close quarters X factor, if you get anywhere in below the hash marks and you let that rip, you are going to get an extra help from that X factor here in NHL 22.
Fought from the blue line. And offside here, 16-13 to go in the third period. Now Starstruck again, down by 2. We saw them go down to 3-0 in game number 2, and they cut the lead back to 2 with score there, and then obviously bMaJuH scored that final one with a couple of seconds left. So let's see what happens if this looks the same. A feed there for bMaJuH didn't connect. We'll have more scoreline updates for you in just a second as play continues on. Starstruck trying to get back in the zone off of the back of a player. Found a Monarch player, and that's sent up for sacking. Couldn't corral that one in as he entered the zone, but it's still in the zone. They'll fight for it. No, they won't. Out comes bMaJuH to Marco. Marco with speed over center. Flipped in. Nobody back there, though, on that dump in, and they're just dumping it in, but not getting anybody behind the defense of Monarchs right now.
Yeah, unfortunate here. Starstruck needs to really just push here. They're down by 2. They were in a scenario like this last game, and it's just not working for them once again.
Psych with a steal. They had it down low, and again, that play was thwarted. One-time chance. Oh, my goodness. Stopped up at the hash marks, and Sakic rings one off the top of the net and makes this 3-0.
That's where you have to watch Leaguegaming. He's been so dangerous scoring goals, and he just sends one easily in front for the one-timer. What a goal there by Monarchs. And here we are again, Nick, in the third period in a 3-0 hockey game.
11-11. Make a wish here if you're Starstruck, and that wish is to get this game tied and force OT. Leaguegaming trying to lay that one in. Sakic's doing the same. Paralyzer just getting pelted with shots right now, as the Monarchs are really finding their way through the defense in Starstruck. Marco, shot, deflected, finally out. We have a scoreline update for you between the glass with Brandon. We'll go to him now.
Yeah, looks like Hidden Potential wins versus Serenity in Game 3, 3-1. That is a series sweep for Hidden Potential. So we saw them in a close call last week. They move on to the quarterfinals.
Hidden Potential sweeping.
Like that.
Gotta love to see that, as we all know. Let's see what happens here. Bass through 2 defenders. What a beauty of a toe drag. And another one as he finally loses the puck at the right circle. Coming back out of it, the outstretched stick. Starstruck lost that one. Soilos giving it up at the blue line.
You know, you got to be very impressed with this Monarchs team, how great they've been here trapping. Watch this. They're just so impressive there at the line, and they're turning it over and taking chances going the other way. It's great hockey here by them.
Bass here just feeding that one in the middle, and you're absolutely right. They're fully in lockdown mode now. No reason to give up anything crazy. Go back into your trap, play it well. You'll walk out of here with the W. Under 4 to go here in the third period.
Nick, I don't even think it's that. I think they've been doing this all game long. Even when they've been up or down, the trap hockey by the Monarchs has been very good.
Yeah, that blue line play has really been the key to their success, I think, which has allowed the offense to take as many shots as they've had. And it's worked here. Letnov with another chance there. Backhand chance. Paralyzer making the save there. Marco goes after it. Approaching 100 seconds remaining in regulation. This one should be all she wrote, unless a miracle happens for Starstruck in game number 3. Good lead pass up for Bass. Everybody was stepped up. Bass. Oh, man, what a move there as Bass makes this one 4-0.
What a goal by Bass, and what a pass to get that through. And just notice that obviously the Starstruck players are going to be trying to be very offensive here. And I think it's safe to say that Monarchs are 1 win away from getting themselves to the next round.
1 win away.
After this one, of course.
Yeah, as after they close this one out, game 4 can be their clinching game. I know they'd love to see that. As Rotes loses that one. We'll throw it over to Brandon here as we have a couple of more scoreline updates to give to you as this one winds down.
Yeah, we do here, Nick. Isles GT, they dropped game 2 after winning game 1. Well, the home ice advantage comes true again. They win game 3 over Virtual Brothers in a close 3-2 game. So it looks like they will also be 1 win away from moving on to the quarterfinals. Looks like them and Monarchs looking to maybe clinch in the next 60 minutes.
Well, there we go. Off the face-off set play. Rotes at least breaks apart the shutout for Stonewall. And I think I said this yesterday during our EU broadcast, Tegan, is sometimes you just gotta, you want to just break open that shutout. You don't want to let the goalie have that much confidence going into the next game.
Well, and momentum for your own team as well, right? Like you want to feel good and you want to know you can put the puck in the back of the net. So getting that late period goal just kind of drives you into that next game. It's what the Monarchs did after game 1 to move themselves into back-to-back wins here, Nick. So
and Bass trying to add to the tally here, but I don't think he's going to be able to do so, as that's it here. Wow, huge hit at the blue line. That's chucked in deep, and Monarchs takes this game, and they take a hold on the series as they win 2-1 now. One more left for Monarchs to punch their ticket to the quarterfinals.
And not an easy team to do it against here in Starstruck, but they've been very, very quiet since game 1 here, Brandon.
Yeah, and to kind of attest to your point there, here's an interesting stat. Starstruck in game 1, obviously they won that first game 2-1. They had 11 shots in that game 1. Only a combined 10 in games 2 and 3 combined. 5 shots in each of those games, respectively. So Monarchs really holding Starstruck down defensively so far here through the last 2 games. And that's really a big reason why they've been winning. They've turned that good defense into good offense, and it's gotten themselves some chances. And when you combine that good defenses, not allowing the other team to get chances for themselves, and you're able to really put the puck on that a lot, the way Monarchs has through these last 2 games, and even in game 1 as well, they had more shots in that game than Starstruck did. It's really dangerous to play against that. Monarchs just kind of showing that here, and they've earned the results through that play, to say the least.
Yeah, and I think a good place to say this is considering we are in Washington, is I may be a wizard, but saying those shots, Brandon, shots for the Monarchs, and it's working for them from downtown, from all over.
Yeah, and I have to correct real quick. Actually, they had 6 shots in that last game, so 11 total shots in games 2 and 3 combined for Starstruck. But like you said, shots, that's really the key. You can't get the puck in the net if you don't put it there. So Monarchs just continuing to press the issue, put shots on net. You never know what can happen, especially when you have a guy that's in that right position to maybe take advantage of that second look opportunity. We've seen them have a few of those close in the net plays, whether it hits off of the body or if there is a guy there for that extra pass or that extra play off of a rebound. So Monarchs is kind of using that strategy to their advantage. 17 shots in that game, as you saw. That's about 3 times as more just about than what Starstruck had. So when you give yourself that good of a chance by giving yourselves opportunities in the offensive end and also not allowing Starstruck to be able to kind of counteract that by doing the same thing, your chances usually bode pretty well. It's just a different task doing it against a team like Starstruck, but hey, give Monarchs some credit. They've done it well, and now they're just 1 win away from moving on to the next round.
And you have a literal wall in the other net. When do you start shooting the puck if you're Starstruck?
Oh, I think you have to start shooting now, because you look at these last 2 games and you're like, okay, we had 5 shots in game 2, we had 6 shots in game 3 against a team like Monarchs that likes to shoot the puck a lot. Those opportunities can kind of catch up with you a little bit now with their backs being against the wall. Gotta have to kind of switch up something and play with some urgency, and putting shots on net takes a hand in that. So I would not be surprised at all if Starstruck really just starts throwing the best chance on net that they see rather than trying to wait for that really high quality chance to open up for themselves, because Monarchs not giving them that look. So if you're Starstruck, just gotta put some pucks on net as much as you can, give yourself some opportunities, and that's something that they are used to doing. Their shot differential, as we mentioned before these 3 games, were the exact same at plus 68, so it's not like both these teams just don't put shots on. Starstruck has that ability to do so, just have to do so against a really stifling and controlled defense in Monarchs through these 3 games.
Yeah, and I would have to say, when you have a goaltender like Stonewall between the pipes, and Kinger and Syke have been very, very good. Letting Stonewall only make the saves that are necessary. You know, there's nothing really crazy. Every goal that I think Starstruck has scored has been one of those gorgeous cut plays. It hasn't really been a bank or a rebound where their good defense has been clearing it out. You get it up front where Bass, we've talked about him being very underrated. He's been very good. Letinov's been very good in this game. You know, if they continue this on moving into game 4, it is ample opportunity to close this out.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes that shot total so impressive, because it's not like Monarchs is just going into the zone, throwing the first shot on net that they see, and tallying on from that. It's still really quality looks that they're getting, using those cut plays, a couple of Omahas to their advantage, as well as they've created some really good odd man looks. You saw Bass with a couple of 2-on-1s, you saw Leadenov capitalize on a 2-on-1 situation earlier. So it's not like they're just going into the zone and saying, oh, we're gonna just throw the shot on net the minute we get into the zone. They are getting really good looks at Paralyzer, and that is so important, especially when, like you said, Tegan, not allowing Starstruck to get those good looks on their own goalie in Stonewall. So really just a great collective 6-man effort for Monarchs. They're gonna have to do it at least one more time, as Starstruck gonna come out really urgent here. They do not want to go down in the second round. They're a team with championship hopes, especially at that number 6 seed. You know they're gonna play, and they're gonna have a lot of heat to come in this game 4. So Monarchs got to keep doing what you were doing, but also got to be prepared for what Starstruck is going to go and throw at you, which really at this point, considering the situation, could be just about anything.
Can be just about anything. We watched the Monarchs stop up. Starstruck's gonna have to tighten it down in the defensive zone, clog the middle a little bit, Brandon, as we saw Letinov and those guys make very nice one-timer passes. They have the close quarter X factor. It's Starstruck against Monarchs, game number 4, and let's go down to ice level with Nick DeMeo.
Appreciate you guys as always, and I continue to maintain. Love working with you guys. Game 4 here, series clinching potential. If you are Monarchs here in the red jerseys on home ice, looking to win 3 straight here and win this in 4 games in this best of 5. Twitch.tv/Capitals. Glad to be here. Glad to have you there. That shot, bringing off the back boards behind Paralyzer. In now for Delisle. Delisle keeping in the zone. Marco lays it off. Going to end around and be picked up by the Monarchs defense in Syke. Syke over for Kinger. Kinger dances with it just for a bit. He'll give that one away. Trying to feed that one up front. JaKu now drops it off to Delisle. Banked in, and Kinger will take it along. A weird, quiet start to this first period. Very different than what we've seen in periods past. But here's a chance there. Backhand and another effort there. Paralyzer able to make that save through the defense.
It was getting a little eerie there, Nick. I'm glad we got that offensive chance. We now get a power play here for Starstruck.
Starstruck goes on the power play. Got to get something going early on in these games. Monarchs been clamping down and sitting back in that trap so well for the entirety of the series after those first two opening periods. Delisle trying to quarterback this one in down low. Slap shot it along and out. Will come all the way back. Starstruck will start again. Over center, good pass in. Delisle. Center point, driving in deep, shot in. Bounced off of a player. Into the corner. Out with it now, Soilos. Leaves it up for Marco. Shot! Good chance there. Stonewall makes a save. Now up top, still 10 seconds left. Slap shot deflected, redirected, and saved by Stonewall.
Those are two extremely hard saves made by Monarch goaltender Stonewall. The backhand on the doorstep, you have no idea if that shot's going forehand or backhand as a goalie. That is a great save by him. And then another one off his own teammate. So a great start here for Stonewall.
Can JaKu open this up? No. Back to full strength here. 2-on-2 coming into the zone for Monarchs. They leave it up for Leaguegaming. He shoots and gets it past Paralyzer. And another goal for Leaguegaming makes this 1-0 in game 4.
We talked about this all series long, Nick. The basic one-hand move by Monarchs to score. It is nothing fancy. All he does is take that to the forehand. He fires that home. Now, nonetheless, he does have the close quarters X factor on. That could have a hand in that. We don't know to say that for sure, but a great goal nonetheless for Monarchs.
You know, everybody in NHL esports likes to talk about the meta. The meta being, you know, here's a chance there, as we were saying. Soilos there looking to get active. The meta being those rebounds. You shoot the puck, it goes rebound, you get the goal. Not happening with Monarchs, Tegan, at all. They're just putting the puck in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think the game has changed. You know, it's definitely not necessarily just a... Well, there it is right there, Nick.
There it is right there. The shot in trickles down. And there is a tying goal by the right winger in Starstruck. In Soilos finally getting his first goal of the playoffs.
Sorry to interrupt that, but there it is. There's the rebound play that you were talking about, and that's a great job and a fantastic answer by Starstruck to make this a 1-1 game.
Absolutely. They found a way to win. Their meta's working, which is fine, but Monarchs is not that as they try to throw that one in. Stonewall in front. Syke trying to clear. Syke now from the corner, and this game has really picked up quickly 12 minutes into the first period. All the way back for Delisle. There's your hidden potential sweep there. Soilos beats out the icing rather with the Omaha play. Kinger at the slot area, able to just trickle that one through the front. Sack now. Shot in. There's the rebound play he was trying to go for. And now it's like they're listening to the broadcast, Tegan.
That cracks me up. You know, they haven't done that all game and they get one there. And, you know, maybe they saw Starstruck do it and they thought we might as well give it a shot here. But, you know, they're trying everything and it seems to be working for them. So hats off.
Anything to clinch the series. I'm not going to shake my head or get mad at it. I just found it comical that as soon as we mention the meta, they go ahead and get active in that, which is always fun to see. Either way, good forecheck here for JaKu, trying to feed that to Soilos for a second goal in a row here. Now they got a battle. JaKu's got it. JaKu just kind of bounces it off of Stonewall, looking to maybe get that out to the front. Rhodes now. Rhodes trying to get one on one knee for JaKu. Good effort there, thwarted by the defense. Backhander by Leaguegaming, can't get on net. We welcome new time viewers from twitch.tv/Capitals. You're watching game 4 of this best of 5 in the round 2 of the playoffs of the Cats Gaming Showcase NA Division. We have Starstruck and Monarchs here, tied at 1 in the first period. Under a minute to go here, real time 10 seconds to conclude the first period. Zoilos to Rotes. Rotes in deep, not going to do much there, so that's going to do it for the first period. Really started to light up here. 2 goals, 1 aside at the end of 1. It's tied at 1.
It was a fantastic goal by Letnov and a great answer there by Starstruck, Brandon.
Yeah, and Starstruck doing what they were not able to do in games 2 and 3, which was respond to the opening goal from Monarchs. A great job there getting it at 1-1. They were able to do it in game 1, and they ended up winning that game. So that second goal has meant a lot, really, through all 3 of the games in the series. Could we maybe see that trend continue with Starstruck? We said that they were going to throw a lot of different looks probably at Monarchs, considering the situation they were in, being down 2-1 in the series. They have so far. You see a lot of time on attack, a lot of shots on net. They kind of controlled that period in terms of puck possession and chances. Luckily for Monarchs, Stonewall continuing to be great, and the defense in front of him continuing to kind of mitigate the quality of chances Starstruck is able to get. But Starstruck gotta feel encouraged by the way he played in that first period. To see they continue to do it, because right now, backs against the wall, as we said, gotta try to tie this series up 2-2 to extend your season.
See if they can extend the season indeed. As period number 2 is now underway. Offside here, and we've got a pretty interesting game developing, Tegan. Very different than what we saw in those 2 back-to-back 4-1 victories for Monarchs.
Yeah, it becomes a different hockey game here. You still see Monarchs trying to put the pressure on. I think they're looking for those odd man rushes, trying to capitalize as they try to make another pass there to get into the zone. And for Starstruck, it becomes that right there, making a play at the line, turning it over, and trying to get some offense built.
And not a lot of offsides from Monarchs is what we've also seen, which I think has been a key to their successes. They've got some speed here. Bass now trying to leave that one for Letnov. Deflected there, off the mask and in from Bass from a Stamkos-esque angle. He makes this one 2-1.
That's just a fantastic shot. You know, they've taken those shots all game. You got to know that shot's coming. Bass has close quarters on, and, you know, he's finding the back of the net like over here. It's absolutely unreal.
They're just railing those shots from these low angles, and they're just waiting for Paralyzer to come off the post, and it's working, which is surprising to see, but it's happening. And I mean, do what works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And here goes Monarchs again. Just all offense, all pressure, odd man rushes, finding the open man. You know, this is textbook hockey by them, and it's good stuff.
Here's a breaking chance, though. Zoilos gets bumped off the puck. He had a step on the defense, but Kinger coming all the way back. As Monarchs all gas, no brakes right now. Bass trying to get that puck there for another breakaway chance. Slap shot there, looking for the rebound. Can't find either of the wing partners. Kinger's outstretched stick finds the puck instead. Out for Monarchs to do it again. Lost it in the high slot area. Now a penalty coming up here. Extra man coming out once they start the breakout. And Starstruck. See what they just go offside. So a power play opportunity for Starstruck to tie this one back up.
Yeah, I'm never going to let you off easy on that one, Sakic. That's a 200-foot unnecessary penalty that doesn't need to happen. You're in a very good scenario here. You definitely don't want to give up any odd man to a team this successful.
I think they say you don't want to give up a penalty in the offensive zone, right? That's like the thing you don't want to do. That happened right in front of Paralyzer. Good wrist shot there by Bass. He throws it out as Paralyzer. They go back to it with about a minute left on the power play. Flip back out to Paralyzer. They'll play it out a second time. Now sent along offside again, and now Starstruck just all over the place right now on the power play.
It leads to this Monarchs trap and defense. I attested to it earlier, and they're continuing to just do so well. When they have 4 guys on there, they actually, and this is a term I heard recently that I thought was really funny, they're actually camping the blue line and doing a great job at it, not letting Starstruck into the zone.
That's funny. So there's the skill zone, and now there's camping. I love the Counter-Strike-esque phrases that find their way into NHL esports.
Yeah, I thought it was called the trap, but I think some of these guys coming over from these FPS games, I love to hear it. The old camp the blue line.
Camp the blue line. Well, if it works, I guess the Devils would like to have a word about what camping is. but Rhodes is camped out on the far side of the goal and ties this one up. The centerman makes this one 2-2.
One thing that's amazing about watching Starstruck, Nick, and Brandon will probably say the same thing, is just that every single goal is gorgeous. You know, we've seen one rebound goal from them. Everything else has been a cut play. Everything else has been a great pass out front. You know, they're hard not to love.
Rhodes going all the way back to, I remember him with the 2BC boys way back in the day. That's when I first started watching Rhodesy. So good to see him getting that game-tying goal in a series-defining game number 4. No, Brandon would say you love to see it. You really do. The growth of Rhodes as a centerman has been stellar here, and he finds himself in good position in game number 4 with Team Starstruck. Here come the Monarchs again. Kick saved by Paralyzer. Perry having to work a lot in this series. Been tested off in another backhand chance that lifted up high, and Perry able to make that save.
Now, Perry's just got to be thinking shot every time here, right, Nick?
Has to be at this point, especially when you don't know where the shots are going to come from. Here's a possible set play. That one's blocked. Good win there by Monarchs. Now the forecheck from Monarchs. Bass here getting hammered behind the net. He's got the puck. Trying to feed that one to his centerman. Can't get there in sack. Loose puck. Letinoff picks it up. Letinoff trying to get that one over to Bass again. They can't connect. 5 to play here in the second period. 2 goals in the second also. So we got an interesting 4-goal game, 2 apiece here. Coming across the middle frame of game number 4. In down low, the offensive end for Team Starstruck, who just tied it a couple of minutes ago with a beauty goal from Rhodes. Step on for Bass though. Bass trying to leave it across Paralyzer. Oh my goodness.
All right. So I said they weren't going to do that. They came out and did that. And then they went and took, I believe that was the Psych, who ended up taking a tripping penalty all the way below the goal line after that. So a little confusion there by the Monarchs. They got a big kill here, Nick.
Bass tried the one-handed tuck in a 6's NHL esports regulation play. I think I've seen it all now, Tegan.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. You know, the skill that comes out of these guys just continues to go on and on and on. But Brandon, we got a couple updates down with you, don't we?
Yes, we do. We're starting to see some of these game 4s come in. Virtual Brothers, backs against the wall for them. They're up 2-1 in the third period versus Isles GT. So trying to push that series to the brink and take it to a game 5. Also, Olympia and Red Light started their series a little late. Olympia won game 1, 1-0. They are currently in game 2 in the first period. And finally, Prodigy and Momentum, their game 4 start with Prodigy up in the series. Nothing right now in the first period for that game 4 with Prodigy looking to move on.
I'm still reeling, boys. That puck didn't go in, and I'm stunned from the effort alone. It's something you don't see is right there. Rhodes at the doorstep makes this one 3-2 with about a minute left in the second period after they come back to full strength.
Marco, like it was Rhodes yelling polo. What a pass. Marco comes down on the backhand and he just feeds that one across the crease. And that's what I mean. These guys do not score ugly goals. It's like they're all born gorgeous. What a goal.
This game has really broke out to be some sort of skills competition, Tegan, and I am 100% here for it.
Yeah, there's nothing better. Welcome to Vegas. Here we go.
Who knew Vegas was in our backyards across the entire continent? I'm here for it. The buzzer sounds and Rhodes tie-breaking goal, tying up goal. 2 goals for the man. It's 3-2 for Starstruck at the end of 2.
All right, we'll give Brandon a couple more seconds to finish dabbing off his forehead because I know he's sweating after watching that period.
Oh man, just so many beautiful plays from both of these two teams, and what else did we come to expect? We knew this was going to be a close series, and we knew the game 4 was going to be close. Both of these teams playing well, fighting to move on to that next round. Starstruck trying to extend the series down 2-1, while Monarchs trying to get themselves into that quarterfinal. A team that's trying to cement themselves as one of those upper echelon championship contending teams. And we're getting everything that these two teams have to offer here in Game 5. Monarchs continuing to do what they have done done giving themselves chances, putting pucks on net, using those beautiful cut plays between their wingers and Leadenov and Bass to get scoring chances. While Starstruck, they don't just score, but man, do they put some flair in it as well. This is going to be a third period that's going to be absolutely amazing. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, everyone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I love it. As I hope you got your popcorn ready, because we got a show to get. These boys are here to play in game number 4. We haven't even reached a game 5, if there is going to be one. Monarchs hoping that doesn't happen as they look to take this one and tie this back up and force the issue. Starstruck looking to bring this to a game 5. But Bass, if he has anything to say about it, he's going to do it himself. Going to put the shot on here. Instead, he whiffs there as the outstretched stick from the defenseman in Marco shuts that one down. They'll try again. Up the ice now. That one's taken cleanly away from Psych. As Marco will start the breakout for Team Starstruck, spinning and turning, slowing things down. Gives it off to Delisle. They'll switch positions. Fed through. That one Psych is going to take it away. Now up for Sack. Over to Psych. Sack, Psych, Sack, Psych. Shot from Leadenov. Rebound. Chance at the doorstep. And Paralyzer behind him makes the save.
3 rebound shots almost went in. That one sits right on the goal line. Leadenov even tries to fire one in from the back of the net. It doesn't go in. Starstruck doing a good job on D.
Starstruck really feeling it right now. I think the boys and the kids at home would say they're cracked. But Monarchs really starting to take advantage of these situations, just getting their chances. Haven't found the back of the net enough times to their liking so far. That one's behind the net. Chance. Wow, coming way out of the goal and cutting off the angle with Stonewall.
Yeah, that was an amazing goaltender play. Great job by Stonewall. He just took that situation by the handles and just owned it. He came right out of his crease, very aggressive. That's a 200 IQ goaltender.
And that's the only play I think he had in that moment. Brilliant move there by Stonewall to keep this a 1-goal deficit for his team.
Making another huge save there, and he just needs to keep the boys in a good enough spot to get down to the other end and shoot, as we know that's what the Monarchs are going to want to do here.
As my very good friend, he's not actually my friend, Lil John said, shots, 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 everybody. But right now, let's hear from somebody, and that's Brandon, between the glass, with some scoreline updates.
Nick, if Lil Jon was your friend, you've been holding out on us, but nevertheless, we have a team moving on. Isles GT defeats Virtual Brothers in Game 4, scoring the game winner with under 10 seconds left to move on to the quarterfinals. So Isles GT, formerly Entourage, the Season 1 champions, move on in pursuit of championship number 2 at the Caps Gaming Showcase.
That's really where you want to get a clip of that one and show it, man. 10 seconds. Isles GT moves on. The newly formed esports, first time in NA esports, a team signed that's Entourage, signed with the Isles, looking to cement their presence, signed under the club here with Isles GT in this Caps Gaming Showcase. And that goes offside. 8:24 here to go in the third period of game number 4, as we've got a game here as well. Monarchs trying to tie this one up. I should update that. Meanwhile, Tegan, interesting to see here these forwards and what they're going to do.
Yeah, Monarchs just really has to kind of get back to their game. They're letting Starstruck kind of control things right now, and they don't mind that. They're up by 1. They don't mind slowing things down and kind of playing the slower game for the next 7 minutes, Nick.
Starstruck wins that face-off at the blue line. And they finally take it in. Stopping and going. That was Soylos. Lost it coming in deep. Sent out by Sack. Right side for Leadenov. Gets creamed at the boards there. Just bumped off the puck and he's brushed by. That one's Jakku giving that one up at the blue line as well. 5 minutes to play here. Sack. Step on. Backhanded. Just tucks it, but it's waved off for Monarchs.
Yeah, and I think the hold up at the blue line there by Sakic, he had a straight line to the net, but he stopped up there. He probably would have had a chance, but that is no goal, and Starstruck's got to be loving that.
Third goal called off in this series. These could be game-defining moments here. 2 for Starstruck, 1 for Monarchs. One-time chance there. That was Kinger coming up on the line, forcing the issue and getting denied by the defense in Starstruck. Under 3 to go here. Another one-time chance picked off. Forecheck's got to get active here. Trying to make it happen. Soilo's trying to clear the zone. They will. JaKu now rotes. Offside here. 2:02 to play. And Monarchs really trying to turn the pressure up here against this Starstruck defense.
Starstruck just looking to push this to a game 5. They've got a couple minutes to go here. They just need to slow things down, keep the puck out of their zone. But the Monarchs, they are aggressive here. Nick, take it away.
Under 100 seconds, a real-time 60 seconds will conclude this regulation here as they go offside again. And this is only benefiting Starstruck every time there's a stoppage. Got to keep the momentum away from the team in red. Faceoff comes out to the neutral zone. Faceoff won back by Monarchs. We welcome in Hendry and the Isles GT, who forced their way in with 10 seconds left to move on to the next round. Congratulations, twitch.tv/Capitals. Monarchs looking to tie this one up and bring it to overtime to win in game 4. Starstruck trying to force game 5. Nick DeMeo at F5 Penguin. Tegan, Blair, it's King Lyman, Brandon bMaJuH, Bigsby, all here on the call with you at twitch.tv/Capitals. 30 seconds here from the corner. Psych, shot in, deflected. Perry there making the save as that one was loose for just a brief moment.
What a save by Perry. That's probably his biggest save of the game. That one was actually even tipped on here, Nick, and there's still enough time for Monarchs to get back into it.
Face off to the right, push win to the corner. Out with it will be JaKu. He's just got to get it in deep. Not going to do so there, and a penalty coming up here. Starstruck going on the power play for interference.
Now, they've got free lanes at the Omaha here, but this could cause problems, I'd say. Is not a lot of time here, Nick.
Letting off Kinger. Kinger up for Bass. He's going to try to do it himself. No, Kinger now in front for Sakic, and he couldn't pull the trigger. All stepped up here. JaKu with 10 seconds. Diving poke check out to the corner. A 300 IQ play from Starstruck, and this one is going to game 5.
Yeah, I love that, Nick. There's 2 types of players. You hear me say this all the time. There's people who like to win and people who like to score. I played on JaKu's team once before, and he is the type of player that loves to win. A great job by him taking that to the corner, because that could be a poke check, Brandon, and the puck could be gone the other way.
Yeah, and I know sometimes plays like that can be a little controversial. You have some that say, oh, you have to play to win. You got to score that. Keep your foot on the throttle. And then you have others saying, hey, we have a lead. That extra goal does not do more for us than what the turnover on the other end would be if they go in, have a guy way on the other side of the blue line with less than 10 seconds left and happen to score on that play, especially in a playoff series when you're down 1 and you have to win to move on. So JaKu not taking any chances there, gonna take that lead, take that win, and push this to a all-deciding Game 5, Tegan. I think we kind of expected this to be a close series, and we've gotten a little bit of everything. These 2 teams have definitely lived up to the hype.
Goals have been disallowed. We have seen own goals from both sides. We have seen close quarters. We've seen shots aplenty, Brandon. It's all up to a best of 1 now. You know I say it all the time. My old coach used to say it. If we would have known, we could have started here. And who's it going to be? It's basically a coin flip at this point.
Oh man, it really is, and I think that the story of this series has just been the adjustments, and I guess you can kind of say that's the story with really any NHL esports series when you have 2 teams like this playing against one another, but you're seeing that especially unfold in this series, especially Starstruck in game 1, able to squeak out that 2-1 win, kind of not necessarily controlling all of the play, but getting their chances, and they were able to capitalize on the 1 extra one that got them the win. But Monarchs in games 2 and 3 really just not allowing Starstruck to do what worked for them, being able to shut down on that trap, not allowing Starstruck to get those open looks in front of the net that they love to get as they were trying to in games 2 and 3. So in game 4, Starstruck says, okay, we'll adjust, we'll throw all kinds of shots on that, something that we said they might need to do in that game 4, and not only will we throw the shots on that, we'll make them look pretty as well, look good for the highlight film, and they got the win in game 4. They'll push it to a game 5, and now 60 minutes decides who goes on and who goes home. Can't wait to see who's going to win this one, because these two teams, they have both played well enough to move on, to say the least.
So Starstruck, we asked when they were going to start shooting. It wasn't the case. It was still gorgeous goal after gorgeous goal, Brandon. And it kind of has to be when you have Stonewall making saves like he is.
Yeah, and the thing about adjustments is that just because you adjust, that doesn't mean that you just change the way that you play completely. Starstruck had 11 shots in that game 4. It's kind of been the magic number. That's how many shots they had in game 1, in which they won. While in games 2 and 3, only about a half of that amount. So they're still able to give themselves quality looks. It's just they're able to create those chances a little bit more frequently than they were in games 2 and 3, able to open up that space, open up those chances, and they are able to capitalize on those more times than not. And sometimes you just kind of have to throw your hands up and say, hey, nice job, my friend. Great play on the other end. How can we go and respond? And do not short the goalies. Paralyzer and Stonewall, absolutely amazing in both nets so far in this game. Both of them have made really huge saves, and in my opinion, those are the two players I'm watching in game 5. Goaltending can make all of the difference in these winner-take-all games.
Yeah, Monarch did a very good job there on the line and trapping up very hard. Very good job by Starstruck to adjust and capitalize in the offensive zone, which ended up getting them a win in game 4. If you had to choose a person from Monarchs and a person from Starstruck to win this game for either team, who would it be and why?
Well, I kind of gave the goalies both a nod, so I'm going to kind of try to frame away from that. But to be pretty quick here, I think I'm looking at Rotes here, the center for Starstruck. He had 3 points in that critical game 4, 2 of the 3 goals for Starstruck as well. He is really a player that's been known to show up in these big games, and he is experienced. This whole Starstruck team they've been here before. They know what it takes to win these games and to move on. And Rotes, being the center, the guy that kind of was able to generate a lot of opportunities for them, I'm looking at him to really be a big key for the Starstruck team. And for Monarchs, maybe I'm cheating here, maybe I'm not, but I don't think you can say one without the other. The 2 wingers for Monarchs in Bass and Leadenov, both of them have been absolutely unreal in these 4 games. They have been where a lot of that goal scoring punch has really come from. Bass with a goal, 2 goals, and 1 goal, and another 1 goal in his 4 games, while Leadenov scoring a goal in each of the games as well. So it's kind of one of those things to where, can you stop the wings of Monarchs from being able to get things going?
Well, it's time! Game 5! Monarchs vs. Starstruck in the Caps Gaming Showcase. Nick DeMeo, take it away!
As my very good friend Mark Henry said, the time for talk is over. It's time for the main event. I love AEW. I had to get that in one time, at least at once in this broadcast. Nick DeMeo, F5 Penguin, Tegan Blair, it's King Lime, Brandon Bigsby, bMaJuH, and Dudley Do-Right working behind the scenes here. Game 5, Monarchs, Starstruck. One of them is punching their ticket to move on for a shot at $20,000 in this Caps Gaming Showcase presented to you by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. As the face-off has been dropped, play has started. 60 minutes of regulation time separates these men from victory. Who will it be, Starstruck or Monarchs? Let us know in chat, twitch.tv/Capitals. The feeling out process has begun. Shots are going to be coming in soon. Delisle shot, that one was a ripper, and it bounced right off of Sakic's body. Sidestepping that one was Syke. Great move from Soilos. That was picked off, though. Now JaKu. Keeping it in the zone was Marco. JaKu slap shot in Rhodes. Wide open chance, and that was Soilos getting crushed at the doorstep. Soilos back again. Good steal there. They're really trying to get things going. Will Starstruck, as they dropped 2 games in a row to win game 4, 3-2. And here we are in game 5. From the corner now. Up for Sakic. Kinger through the middle. Lots of speed there for Kinger. In front, he scores! What a move over to Bass at the other side of that goal. And he had a wide open cage to make this 1-0.
Gorgeous. play there, and an individual effort by Kinger coming down the right-hand side as he stayed on that. The resilience to get that puck and get it over to Bass, as that is a textbook NHL 22 goal, cross crease, back in, backdoor.
Tegan, we've seen a ton of Kinger testing that right side here and there, and he was quiet about it, but really started to press it in game number 4, was shut down, and here you see it worked in game 5.
Yeah, definitely did. And it's funny, we're seeing that's probably our first little cross-ice play from the Monarchs. Usually it's been all shot, hasn't it? But it was a gorgeous pass by Kinger to find Bass backdoor.
As I'd be remiss if I did not mention the legend himself in Guan in the chat, twitch.tv/capitals. If you're not here, you need to be here, and that's not a geography joke. It is real life facts. Play moves on here, 1-0 Monarchs. It's Marco and Starstruck looking to bring things together here. Fed up now, letting off. Bass is with him. He goes forehand and he scores. A diving poke check won't save him there. And it's 2-0 for Monarchs.
Great patience there by Letnov to hold on to the puck in the forehand. That's his 10th of the playoffs, and a good one at that, as he gets to double digits by holding it on the forehand, waiting for that goaltender to dive, and then just popping it in at the right time. It's 2-0 here for the Monarchs, and with how they've been playing, Nick, it's going to be a big comeback here for Starstruck.
Flipped in now, Monarchs continuing to pour it on here and really trying to get Starstruck reeling early on. We saw them do that in game number 3. It worked here. Starstruck has to rebound and make this happen for their team now. Bass stops and goes. One-time feed from the high slot area. That was Sakic putting it just wide. Might have bounced off of Paralyzer's pads just a brief moment. More scoreline updates for you coming in just a little bit, as we have an overtime thriller happening as well. We go offside here. Let's go over to Brandon. Olympian red lights here. Something's interesting over there.
Yeah, the green light is on for that one between Olympia and Red Light. 2-2 for both of them. Game 2, and it's going into overtime. Olympia, remember, the defending champion of this tournament, looking to win game 2 to go up 2-0 in the series. Also, Prodigy up 2-1 on momentum in the third period. They're up in that series looking to close it out.
I was thrilled to call that Olympia sweep in the finals over Instinct. 4-0 as they kept knocking on the door. Multiple second place finishes. They win the Caps Gaming Showcase Season 2 to take the monkey off their back, and they've been just an unstoppable force ever since then, Tegan.
Yeah, they definitely have been, and it's impressive to see here as here comes Monarchs.
Monarchs there. That one just falls in for Paralyzer, and that's just going to be a stoppage here as the faceoff will come to his left.
Good start here for Monarchs is if they keep going like this and shooting and putting the puck on net, you know, they've caught themselves in a great scenario, but definitely not a team to be held off as Starstruck.
Soilos. Now to Marco. Back skating into the middle. Lost that one. Backhand chance. He scores. That's JaKu off the loose puck. And with under 2 minutes to go, he cuts this deficit into just 1.
And that's the guy you want to look for to score those goals, and that is a greasy one. That's probably the only one they've scored in this series that wasn't absolutely gorgeous, but they don't ask how, they ask how many. It's a 2-1 game.
JaKu trying to do it again. Stop and go. That one rubber bands off of Rotes. JaKu keeps it in. Marco tried to as well, but that'll come just outside. 43.4 seconds to go here in the first period.
Great first period, Nick. I was expecting this to be a little bit of a feel-out period, but it's been nothing but offense once again. These two teams are giving us what we came here to see.
As my very good friend Lil Jon has said, turn down for what? It's only turn up. Real time 10 seconds to conclude this first period. As it's loose in front, Sakic trying to throw that shot on. Soilos will instead. 3 goals, 2 for Monarchs early on in the first period. Makes this 2-1 for Monarchs as we close out the first period of Game 5.
As there we get a look at that gorgeous opening goal there, Brandon, and what a goal it was.
Yeah, Monarchs once again getting that opening goal. They've done so in every single game of this 5-game series, so not unfamiliar territory for them, but something that's been a trend throughout the series, the second goal. We saw in the 2 games where Monarchs was able to get that second goal and extend that lead, they'd win. When they were not able to, Starstruck was able to find a way and come back to win those games. Monarchs get that second goal, and Starstruck able to respond a few minutes left into that first period. So now we get to see, can Monarchs keep this lead, keep pushing the issue, and maybe extend it back to a 2-goal differential, or can Starstruck keep getting those opportunities, playing the way that they did in that game 4 to tie this up at 2 apiece and make this a fresh start? Can't wait to see, because man oh man, the action has not let up from what we saw in those first 4 games, and we have 40 more minutes of it to decide who will be moving on to the quarterfinals.
Period number 2 underway here. 40 more minutes of regulation hockey to separate these 2 teams from moving on in these playoffs. Delisle has been quiet so far. 3 goals, 10 assists on the regular season. Let's see what he can do here as he's controlling the puck well through the neutral zone, trying to find his way in. There's that Monarchs trap again. They finally broke through. Marco with a lane here. He pulls off, trying to put that shot on. JaKu in front, looking to bet that shot. Backhand chance! And Stonewall Civ able to hold on.
And those are so dangerous, aren't they, Nick? We saw a backhand goal at the other end like that, and Stonewall's had to save a couple of them tonight, and he's come up to the task.
Face off to his left. Face off won back by Monarchs. Monarchs ends it around. Kinger up the right side. He'll beat 1 defender, looking to beat 2. Can't do it with Marco. Marco throws it back in. That'll be icing. It will be 15:53 to go here in the second.
And a puck is going to be brought all the way back down to Starstruck territory. We've seen a couple of face-off plays here from the Monarchs. We'll see if we get one here, Nick.
Face-off to Paralyzer's left now. One back for Kinger. Offensive zone face-off win. That was a good move, but deflected by Sakic just wide. Sakic back on defense now, playing that trap so well. Empty net here. Monarchs took a penalty. And they go offside again at that blue line, Tegan, but nevertheless a power play for Starstruck.
Yeah, I think that puck was touched up there for the penalty and an offside again, and those offsides have come back, and Monarch playing that great defense. Here goes Letnov.
Letnov, lots of speed here. Forehand, backhand, he scores! Letnov makes this one 3-1, a short-handed goal for Team Monarchs here in the second period.
Letnov's letting Starstruck know that not to let him get off to the races. That guy is fast. It's his 11th of the playoffs. A nice little forehand fake deke there to end up getting the goalie to slide out of the way. And just like that, that 2-goal lead is right back where it needs to be for Monarchs.
Letnov now second in goals in the playoffs. And he beat Paralyzer with the forehand last time. This time beat him with the backhand. As we welcome all these chatters in twitch.tv/Capitals. Game 5 here. Marco, center point Delisle. Right circle shot there. Saved by Stonewall Civ again. And he's looked great between the pipes tonight.
Has he ever looked great? And when you get behind a hot goalie like that, especially in a game 5 and your forwards are running, your D's playing good, this is a great game so far for the Monarchs.
Face-off split 7-6. Now make that 8-6. As they'll flip that up in a weird way, so that'll just be no icing. All right, we're still on the power play, of course. With that shorthanded goal, it threw me off on who had the man advantage. Nevertheless, we're here, flipped out of play, or out of the zone, rather, and they brought it back in. Now back to full strength here, as I'm just all sorts of excited from what's been happening so far through 4 goals in 2 periods. A penalty now coming up at the worst time. A hooking is the call, and Monarchs go on the power play.
Well, Monarchs would be happy to put one in here, let me tell you, as they've got a 2-goal cushion, and it wasn't enough to get the win before. We'll see if they can get a 3-goal cushion here.
Sakic. We're going to fire this one in. Shot doesn't make its way to the net. Kinger will scoop it around. Over the blue line, finally onside there. Sakic, left point. Kinger will try to come and play that position, but he wasn't there to receive that puck. And that weirdly bounces and skirts behind Stonewall across the paint of the goal crease. Shorthanded now for Rhodes. Marco back to full strength here for Team Starstruck, down by 2, halfway through regulation. JaKu down left side. Dangles a bit, forces one in front. That was a good effort.
You got to expect that's coming from JaKu as well, Nick, because he likes to do those nice cut plays, and they need a couple now, so watch for him. Monarchs really need to clog the middle.
That's a good insight there from twitch.tv/Capitals as well, Kipper, mentioning that Stonewall comes up to get out of the way of that puck bouncing in a strange way. As I believe that you call that a 350 IQ play. Nevertheless, JaKu lost that to Kinger. Letinov again, 2-on-2. Bass now, forehand chance, he scores. Bass making smooth effort out of slipping by the defense and makes this a 3-goal lead in the second period.
Well. Bass looking very good there. He gets his 11th, now tying Letinov, as these two wingers, like Brandon said, have been absolutely phenomenal. And now this game, I wouldn't say it's out of reach, but it's a very, very, very big hill.
So behind the net now. Monarchs flipped that across ice. Good way in. Letinov just trying to dance that one over to Bass. Starstruck trying to rebound from this 3-goal deficit now. Crushed there in the corner as Soilos is on the ground. Kinger up for Sakic. Sakic too wide through the blue line. Dangles off to the left side. Pulls off to the corner. Looking for a lane in. Gives that one over to Bass. Now Sakic. That one's lost. So Starstruck going on the attack, but gives that up off of a banked errant pass. Final 8 seconds here.
So that one's going to be thrown all the way down for icing there. And we saw JaKu take the puck to the corner there, Nick. So in the last game, does this become just a routine slowdown period for the Monarchs?
They might go into the full trap like we saw in game number 3 as Stonewall holds that one on to the buzzer. So at the end of 2, it is 4-1 for Monarchs, 20 minutes away from moving on to the playoffs.
Yeah, they've got about 20 minutes here, Brandon, and it's going to be a great 20 minutes, and Starstruck has a lot of work to do.
Yeah, Starstruck really gonna have to get at it, and as soon as the puck drops here in this third period. How about Monarchs? We kind of wrote some questions there at the end of that first. Monarchs having that 2-1 lead, saying how could they be able to extend this lead, and how could Starstruck tie this thing up and make it kind of a fresh game and give it a clean slate? Well, Monarchs, they answered the bell. The two wingers again in Letinov and Bass just showing up, putting pucks in the net as they have done all series long. I think those two have to be the almost co-MVPs of this series if they are to hold on to this lead. And really for Monarchs, just got to play defensively now and keep doing what you were doing on that end. They've been so good defensively, and Stonewall's been so good in net. Gotta assume they are feeling very good about their chances right now, but you do not want to sleep on the Starstruck team. They're going to throw everything at them here in the next 20 minutes.
20 minutes, game number 5. As Starstruck, a 3-goal hill to climb to even tie this. Bass not letting that happen as long as he has something to do about it. JaKu looking to really push forward here. Tried to chip that up to himself, but lost it to the defense. In Monarchs, they send that along. And that was all the way back for icing. 2 gone so far here in the third.
The way down for icing, and Monarchs don't mind that. They're going to want to get it in front of the face-off plays that we know Starstruck has aplenty.
That's Kinger up the right side. That was a miscommunication, so another icing. They'll do it one more time, Tegan, from their end.
Yeah, but it puts them in a scenario where they just play the slow game, right, Nick? You know, just slow things down, get the puck down to the other end of the ice, and just try to keep the puck at a your end, and you got yourself a win, and you're moving on to the top 8.
Top 8 is where you want to be. They're trying to get there right now. Letinov slowing from the corner to the middle for Kinger. Marco breaking that one out. And he'll send that along to Rotes. Rotes down to JaKu. Good pass there. In front now. Good effort there by Soilos. And he was there knocking, and Stonewall denied him.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous toe save. Stonewall wasn't on the right side of the net. He still stretches the pad over and gets on it. Gorgeous, gorgeous save by him.
He yoinked that one away from the mouth of the goal. Wraparound chance there denied by Sakic. Sakic from the corner. Stick lifts aplenty. Rotes there. Short side effort. Puck flutters up in the sky. Shot there on the rebound. Saved there by Stonewall, who's been stellar so far. Bass now with a step. Forehand chance denied by Paralyzer. Rebound for Sakic. Sakic picks it up from the corner. Good saves there by Paralyzer, trying to keep his team in this game. One-time chance from Letinov gets blocked. 12 minutes left here in the third period. As they come across center. Bounced off at the blue line. Out for Syke. Syke now up for Sakic. Sakic in for Bass. Bass now takes a step, cuts in front. Can't find Letinov on that little one-touch pass up to him in that slot area. Fight initiated there. Kinger with speed, all alone there with one defender in front of him. Marco shuts that down. JaKu now takes it the other way. For Delisle. Delisle, center point there. Marco, now JaKu. Back to Soilos. Soilos picks it up from the boards. Marco, that puck is blocked, and it comes all the way back out to Paralyzer.
Great job by Monarchs to clog the middle here. We spoke about that in the first period, and they need to continue doing that as the Starstruck team either likes to go down low and thread that cut play, or they like to go back to the point.
Rotes now to Marco. Rotes now, who had some amazing heroics but can't do it all by himself. A lot of this team in Starstruck been shut down by the defense. Good shot there by Letinov. Rings it off the post. 5-1 your scoreline.
Wow, what a goal. And that has just led to how many shots Monarch has taken. They keep putting the shots on. The goals keep going in, and it looks like they're going to be going to top 8 here.
6 minutes away. As we have some scoreline updates we'll bring to you in just a moment. Letinov looking to pour that on. A little bit of a fancy toe drag as he backskated into the area. Backhand chance saved by Paralyzer. Fought behind for Letinov. They're just pouring it on right now. Poke check to keep it in the zone. Good shot there. Paralyzer makes the save. Brandon, last update for us here for these playoffs around the league.
We saw where Red Light ended up winning Game 2 versus Olympia in overtime. Their Game 3 going on right now. Olympia up 1-0 in the first period in Game 3. And Prodigy up 2-1 against Momentum in the third period of Game 4. There was a lag out in that game, so the result taking some time to come in on that one. But those are the two games going on currently aside from this one on your screen.
Under 3 to go in this one. Kinger up now. One-time chance to Bass. And they are firing on all cylinders. Bass makes this one 6-1.
Wow, Monarchs, they are king of the castle right now, as I think Starstruck is on their heels here. We're not expecting this, and a great game here by Monarchs.
As we come back to center, 2 hat tricks here. One for each winger in Letinov and Bass. As Sakic looking to windmill deke his way onto the scoreline. And we're approaching the final minute. Huge victory here for Monarchs. Pass over to Sakic. There it is. Sakic adds to the tally like a TikTok meme song. 7-1.
7-1, and what a game by these Monarchs, and what a period nonetheless. The series was very back and forth, but what a demanding Game 5.
They put a staple in this one. Make no mistake or question about it. What a flip off the face-off. I have not seen that in a while. a flip off the face-off win. And this is all but a formality at this point, Tegan. Monarchs move on to the top 8.
Yeah, it doesn't much matter the way the rest of this game goes. We tip our caps to the Monarchs, and a great game done by them.
As we round this out, we'll throw it back to the studio in just a little bit with Brandon to take us the final way, as we're approaching the final 30 seconds here as that's chopped out. As we look forward to what's happening next week, a normal schedule, which is good to have, but nevertheless, the top 8, EU and NA, will have that for you. Next week, 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/Capitals. We close this out with a potential 5-on-3 to conclude the game. Final 8 seconds here. As we're under 2-1, and that's going to do it. So the Monarchs, after dropping game 1, win games 2 and 3, fall to game 4 and win game 5 by a touchdown score, 7-1. They move on to the top 8 in the Caps Gaming Showcase.
Yeah, great games here by both teams, with the Monarchs, Brandon, able to inch out the win in a 7-1 tally.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I think we all knew that Monarchs was a really good team coming in, and we knew that they were going to give Starstruck all they could handle, especially with this Game 5, but the scoreline in this Game 5 definitely surprising, to say the least, but that just goes to show you with Monarchs how good of a team that they are. We knew they were good. We knew they had a chance to win this series. I think that this was kind of one of those 50-50 series going in that really you could give a good case for either of these teams going in and winning this series to move on to the next round. But Monarchs making a statement with the way they played and the way that they win that Game 5. And with them being an 11 seed, obviously they are a little bit of a lower seed. Nevertheless, I don't think this is a team that one of those high teams are really looking to play after seeing what you just saw right there. Obviously, some of the other series still looking to unfold, so we're not exactly sure who's going to be playing who, but Monarchs making a statement, and I think that they just said right there, we are a championship team, and we are just as ready as anyone to go and take that title.
Yeah, no, exactly right. And a great game by Monarchs, and they came out hard in that third period, and that's what they needed to do to win a hockey game, and it was shoot, shoot, shoot all series for the Monarchs, and it ends up paying off in the long run. Stonewall, very good in between the pipes. The defense of Kinger and Syke played very well, and then obviously those wingers of Letnov and Bass were just phenomenal.
Yeah, and you have to keep in mind that there were a few different spurts where Starstruck did have some chances going. It was just a 1 or 2 goal game. They were starting to get established in the offensive zone, and Stonewall was able to make a few big saves, and the defense of Syke and Kinger didn't really allow Starstruck to get in there too long and make themselves at home, so to speak, in the offensive zone. They would turn that defense into good offense, and Bass and Leadenov, the main goal scorers throughout this series, were able to put them home each and every time. So really just a great 6-man game and a great 6-man series there from Monarchs against what was a really good team, and a team that I think many consider to be a title favorite going into this tournament in Starstruck. So Monarchs making a statement, like we said, and they now move on to the quarterfinals, and like we said, maybe a championship contender that might be getting slept on a little bit. So a nice win from them. Congratulations to them. A great season from Starstruck, nevertheless. And a fun series that we got here in front of us, Tegan. A lot of entertainment.
Yeah, they are definitely underdog from here on out. Brandon, you are always amazing. Your analyst is fantastic. Let's pop over and see what Nick has to say about that amazing game that we just had.
What an amazing series there. I didn't know what to expect from this matchup, but Starstruck really forced the issue. Monarch standing tall, and that trap being kind of the undeniable force to really give Bass, Sakic, and Letinov the chance to really do their thing. And they carved up the defense quite well in 3 of those 5 games. Games 2, 3, and 5. And they go on to the top 8 for their shot at $20,000 here in the Caps Gaming Showcase.
That is a lot of scratch, and the Monarchs are feeling good about getting there. And only 8 teams left, Nick, to be fighting for this, as it's going to be tooth and nail from here on out.
Yeah, and once you get up to this level, you're getting into the elite of the elite. And I think here you're up against teams like Isles GT, Teams like Olympia that are looking to knock on the door and get back to where they were, they don't want to take this line down. So you are really moving up the ladder in terms of challenge when you climb up this high. And if Monarchs can play the way they've played so far, I think they have a shot.
They definitely do. They just took down a very good team. A lot of great players on that hockey team that they just went against. So it's definitely anybody's chance from here on out.
Absolutely is. As we bless you and say good night here, I think we're wrapping up. We'll be here next Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern time for the for the quarterfinals rather, as we have the top 8 teams battling it off in this best of 5 as the Caps Gaming Showcase moves on here at twitch.tv/capital. So I think that's going to do it for us, Tegan. On behalf of all of our friends over at Leaguegaming, our presenting sponsor in Leidos, and of course our friends over at MSD and Caps Gaming, for Brandon bMaJuH Bixby, for Tegan, it's King Lion Blair, and for our very good friend Dudley Do-Right, my name is F5 Penguin, aka Nick DeMeo. Be safe, be healthy, have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Take care, everyone.